Can you guys see me? I've been streaming for 6 minutes, talking, responding to people in chat, thinking that they were talking to me. Tell me if you guys can see me and hear me. That is hilarious. Oh my. Dude, okay, let me try to I said hi to people in chat. I said, how's it going? How's everyone doing? Sorry everyone, this is my first stream ever. Okay, let me try to redo everything I did. Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. For those of you that have been watching the streams over the last couple of weeks, you will notice that we are not in the garage. My initial plan was to stream this from the garage, but because of space constraints and the massive printer we've been building, I just couldn't make everything work. So I brought everything. I talked so much. You guys, this was one of the worst. I've done this before once or twice, but this was up there as far as like the worst, the amount of things I said and talked about already. It's gonna be tough to remember what what to go over. So anyways, I just couldn't make it fit, so I brought this upstairs. So first and foremost, let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I feel like I should tilt this thing back over now. It wasn't sideways when the stream started. We were unboxing it, and then I saw someone in chat. That's hilarious. So yeah, let's go with background. So I'll go over the background stuff again. Okay, so for anyone that hasn't watched the video I made on this printer, SnapMaker contacted me maybe it was a month or two before the Kickstarter was going to go live, basically offering to send me one of the early test units. I did not jump on that opportunity because one, I wasn't crazy about it being Kickstarter. Two, they told me it was going to be a prototype, or I think it was a prototype unit is what they said, the exact words. And I didn't know how far along it was or how different it would be from what backers would receive. And I felt weird about showing off something or testing something that could be quite different. It seems like based off the videos that came out, the testing units were actually a lot closer to the finished product than I maybe thought, but regardless. And then also we had baby coming, and I didn't know how much I'd actually be able to give feedback wise and contribute. So that didn't end up panning out. Then I backed the unit the second it went live, pretty much. Before videos were live, I was just like, I want the thing, the price seems great, like I'm gonna just sort of put my blind faith into this product. And so I have not watched much as far as videos go on this. So what I was stating earlier was, like, if there's things that people ran into, the early testers, that were issues that are supposed to be fixed or we would like to be fixed, call them out and let me know so I can show them off, because I don't know. The only thing I really remember seeing was something with loading, and then the actual spool holders, like in some cases, maybe falling off. So we can check that, but if there's other stuff, please let me know, and I'm happy to take a look at that. And so fast forward to this, basically 2 weeks ago, SnapMaker reached out and said, hey, we have the first wave of Kickstarter printers that are about to go out. We have your name on the list to test out one of these units. Let us know if you'd be interested, and basically we'll send one to you. And so as far as I'm aware, this is the exact same thing that anyone that backed it, which I did back one, so I should believe, unless this was mine, I should still have one coming on the boat with everyone else's. But basically this was one that was just airshipped versus freight shipped with all the other printers that are coming. So yes, other than firmware and slicer stuff, I believe hardware, this should be finalized. Now it is entirely possible, like, there could be silent updates, maybe not between batches, but between Kickstarter and later. Like, I know X-Wing Carbon had a few changes here and there that like weren't ever really announced, but they were sort of like small things. So that's possible, but this should be basically the finished thing. Yeah, so today's plan is to unbox it, which, as you can see, I've started, which I thought I was doing with you guys, but clearly not, is to unbox it, take a look at it, answer any questions. Because I haven't watched a ton of videos on it, I know about as much as you guys. Thank you so much, Andrew. Cheers, man. Towards the unboxing fun. It's gonna go towards a sign that I'm gonna use that to buy a sign that goes on my monitor that says, don't forget to press live. So anyways, I can see and hear just fine. Awesome. So yeah, game plan, I'll get it unboxed, take a look at everything, answer any questions that I can, because I know what you guys know. So all the things I'm basically going to be able to answer will be based off what we observed together. Go through the setup process and hopefully get a print going. So What I was rambling about before I realized we weren't live was that space is a little bit tricky to get this out of the box, and I don't necessarily recommend tilting it. It says side up this way, but it's kind of all I can do right now to get it out of the box. So the game plan is to slide it out of the box, and then we will tear open the bag and take a look at it. The only thing I've done unboxing wise so far was cut off this, which was taped right there. Nice! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Yeah, I'm sorry everyone. I think I got a little overexcited and just I saw the countdown timer stop going and was like, all right, we're doing the thing. So I also said hello to like everybody in chat. I went through everyone's names pretty much and was like, hi so-and-so, hi so-and-so. So, yeah, if you don't get a hi from me, I apologize, but I promise I said hi to like everyone when I wasn't actually live. So, hey Collie. Hey Raj, thank you so much for the 7 months, man. Cheers. We'll do it again. Okay, so yes, the only thing I pointed out was that it looks like they've got really thick foam packaging around it. It looks like it's approximately, I don't know, maybe 6 inches. I have a metric ruler. Maybe, I think 8 inches is approximately 200 millimeters. So maybe it's like, I don't know, 150 or something like that, 160. Okay, so let's go ahead and, no, let's not do that. Let's try to slide this out of the box before we start tearing stuff. I'm going to sort of angle this. Here, let's change cameras so you guys can see from the front here. Yeah, it's a big box. It's like front, I assume that the printer, well, I can't remember if I think it's going to be wider than it is deeper, but the box is very much so not a square box. It's like rectangular and favoring one side quite a bit. So let's just not drop it. That's my main goal, is not to drop it. I highly recommend just like team lifting this thing if you have someone that can help you, but for the sake of the stream, this is what we're doing. Okay, box appears to be empty, so let's do this. All right, we're doing it. Okay, that went well, I think. So which was the, yeah, I assume this is the top side. Oh, okay. Hope this is the top side. I think this is the way I tilted it. Alrighty. Time to buy a bigger house. Yeah. I mean, with the printer we've been building, like we are we're running out of space. I'm gonna have to break down printers or let some go or do something with them. So, all right. So, trying to figure out. I'll probably do a combination of side shots and front shots. Let's see. How high can I get this? That's as high as this goes. That's as zoomed out as this goes. So I don't know if this is going to be. Hey, 3D PUK. Don't drop it or shatter the door. Yeah. So we'll start with this, I guess. But basically, we've got foam on both corners of the printer. I'm just gonna throw this stuff off.
You make me lose 5 minutes of my life. Rolling on the floor, laughing emoji, winking face emoji.
Thank you for the donation, nice. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone. My goal was, I promise, not to keep you guys waiting in suspense. I thought we were all hanging out having a good time, but I was wrong. So I don't see. I'm just curious for fun here. Like, I can get this unboxed without instructions, I'm sure. But just for the sake of seeing what's described and what's not, because I don't see like pictures on here, let's just see if there's anything in here regarding unboxing. So, so we've got tools and accessory box. What's in the box? Use symbols. Here we go. Unboxing. Place the package on a stable flat surface or workbench. Well, it kind of did that. Open the packing box. Lift out the machine still wrapped in the protective bag. We sort of did that. Remove all the protective foam. Separate the machine from the bottom packaging. Okay, so there's actually a very detailed, there's a very detailed thing. So, okay, we'll kind of like try to follow this then. So it looks like the next thing it says is just to remove all of this wrap. This will be fun for Jackson to break later. Okay. Lots of foam. Instructions are for noobs. I know, I'm just trying to do this. Well, that's not, I said I know, but I don't think that's true. But I'm more so just, ooh, that window's cool. I'm more so just want to make sure that if I'm doing anything incorrectly, it's not, wait, if I do something incorrectly, it's not because I didn't follow instructions, that's all. And I'm more just curious what the experience is like. I assume that most people, like, okay, I would previously assume that most people getting tool changers are fairly knowledgeable with 3D printing, but with how this is advertised and sort of the way the market's going, with the barrier of entry getting lower and lower, I'm curious to see what sort of gaps there are. Oh, that's just cardboard. I thought the base panel of this thing was loose, but it's cardboard down there. I'm curious to see, like, you know, what sort of gaps there are for someone that might not be, like, if this was their first machine, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so there is the bag, and there is, I think I might just need to lift elbows. Okay, let's try this a little differently. Let's go. Could totally use a helper. Okay, I got it. I think. Just slide it off. There we go. That'll do. Not drop it. Whew. Okay, it does have some weight to it. It's like it got heavier when I removed packaging. It's weird. Okay, so this is the back of it. You can see inside the back window, which is kind of cool, kind of silly. I guess it depends on whether you're having it up against the wall, which I assume most people will. But like, it's definitely neat. Hey, hey GPs, how's it going? So quick rundown. This was, so I backed the printer, but this was not the printer I backed. They reached out to me 2 weeks ago, basically saying that batch 1 of Kickstarter Wave is going out, and that they had a couple units and were wondering if I was wanting to test one out, basically, because we had a conversation many, many months ago. And I had said that I was interested, but thought that it might be better to wait until we were closer to finished, or, you know, it was like a final unit type thing. And so, as far as I'm aware, this is the same printer that any backer is going to get, and the only difference is that it was shipped via air versus sea. So, yeah. What's up, tripods? I hope I'll replace my K1C once the top comes out. Yeah. So, okay, next thing it said to do is just, there's a lot of tape, so let's just go ahead and, I don't know which, is this, do you guys like this shot, or do you guys want, oops, that was air horns. This is the, for some reason the coloring feels off on this. Do I have it in the wrong mode by chance? Let's see. Menu. No, that's not it. Function, autofocus. It seems right. Maybe it's just because the aperture, let's lower it a little bit. There you go. It's a little less blown out. Yeah, I don't know. You guys can call out what sort of camera angles you prefer, but for now we'll just do a little bit of a side shot. So we're going to be pulling all of this tape. We'll just stick it on the end here. White balances off, it looks like. Yeah, this is the B cam, and I think a big part of the issue is that like there's a massive light right here. It's the biggest, like this is the secondary light other than the ceiling lights. There's a massive light right here. So it's a big part of it is the bright light bouncing off the white of the printer. So I don't want to go through, because it's not my primary camera that I use for videos, so I don't really want to go through and adjust settings too much because I'm not as familiar with the menu system anymore. Kind of looks like a soft drink fountain. We will still be doing our usual Polymaker giveaway, so for anyone that is not a regular viewer, or if you're a new viewer, every week Polymaker allows us to give away a spool of filament, and that is global, so no matter where you are, if you're in the US or Canada and you win, you get a gift card, and if you are anywhere else, you get to choose, I believe it's any spool on their website up to $35. So we will get that opened probably in like an hour and 10 minutes or so. There is a lot of tape here, a lot of tape. This must be like, this piece of cardboard must be doing a lot of heavy lifting. Hey, Steve! Thank you so much, man, for the 10 gifted memberships. Cheers. I've been meaning to I've been meaning to text you because I didn't really get a chance to talk to you about how 3D Printopia was, but it's been busy, and then I remembered that you're probably prepping things for Vice this weekend. So I was like, yeah, I'll hit up Steve later, maybe when you're back from Vice. Who all here is going to Vice this weekend in Portland? All right. Oh, also, Steve, you missed it. I was live for 5 minutes. I said hi to everybody. I gave some background on this printer. I did quite a bit of talking before I realized that I was actually not live. So that was fun. So it looks like this should just pull up. What was that? Oh, it's Steve's notifications. Yeah, are you streaming later today, Steve, or no? Because of oh, that was. You can argue it was a good throw, but it also hit a lot of things. So maybe bad throw. Okay, so wow, that's a heavy box. It must be tool heads or something. So we got one big box. It says US on it. The notifications from the new members. I'm using a different monitor that I haven't used for streams before, and the speakers are better. So it's definitely making me squirrel out a little bit more. Steve will be there. I'm sure there's quite a few people going. I don't think, no, I doubt that's a filament box. That's way too heavy. Okay, remove top cover and take out top packaging. Fantastic. Remove the protective piece. So I will try to show this. It's basically, man, I might need to put you guys on stilts. This printer's like, no, that'll work. Okay, so right here, this is what we're doing. This is the tool head. So the tool head is not locked in place. That piece of cardboard makes it where it cannot move, combined with, I don't know, 15 pieces of tape. And then this acts as a buffer around it. But we pull that off and we've got our tool head, which doesn't have any back, like no tools attached to it, and there's no tools in the dock. So the tools must be inside of one of these boxes. There's another fairly large box in here. Okay, so we did that. Peel off sticky tape at the indicated locations. Okay, so I think that this, this is just a top-down view. This instruction's not great, but it says peel off sticky tape at the indicated locations. And you can see that there's tape in these spots, but there's nothing really indicating. So this page, a little bit of red arrows would be helpful for it. But I mean, basically it's just peel off tape. So we've got more tape. Looks like there's one back here. Here. Oh, back panel's coming off. I guess that's where it comes off. It's pretty good tape. I think Vice would be interesting, but not possible to make it this year. Oh, front's coming off too. Oh, you know what? I have a feeling that's why. Get this panel back on. I have a feeling that's why the tape is actually here. So I recommend not peeling the way I did. Don't peel towards the panel, peel away from it. So let's deal with the last one. But yeah, these panels, these tape pieces must be to prevent the panels from falling off during shipping. So we've got a couple more pieces of tape. I'm trying to see if there's a better way to show you guys this, but I don't think it's that exciting. So I'll just try to power through this. There's only a couple more pieces of tape here and there. Okay. Hey Liz, how's it going? Hey Delmar. Hey Tech Jeeper. Does the plastic feel quality? I will say the panels that just came off with the tape, they feel pretty cheap and flimsy. You can hear, if I go like that, I mean, I don't know how well you can hear it, but the noise cancellation's on, so you might not be able to hear it, but it's a bit rattly. That feels cheap. The side panels, they feel okay. There's definitely flex. I can show you guys. I can show you guys that in a second. But there's definitely flex. I assume there's probably a steel frame underneath this also. The panels are largely a cosmetic thing. I mean, as well as keeping dust and debris and outside things like breezes and stuff. I guess stabilizing temperature. This is as fun as watching my Thank you. Thank you, Tech Jeeper, for that. Okay, so I can show you guys, but like, if we, I need to even more so change the aperture. It might be a little bit better. So if I go like this, let's see, you can see the panel flexing. So it's definitely not the most rigid panels ever. That's for sure. I mean, structurally, I think it's gonna be fine. It's the same for the top too. Can't really oh, I can show that probably. Hey, Armor. Can we see this? Let's see. Oh, autofocus is on. Let me turn it off really quick. Okay, can you see my hand right here? Yeah. So can you see? Yeah, you can see that. So I mean, there's flex, but it's plastic panels. I don't know what really else I would expect other than some flex. But I mean, this one, oh, this one, yeah, this one's even got more if you go towards the outer side. Yeah, definitely not the most rigid. There you can see that's quite a lot of flex. So, but I mean, the structural part of it, I believe underneath it is steel. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Like if I press on the panels of my Voron, they're all flexible. So I'm not super. Is it a steel subframe with plastic panels? Yeah, as far as I'm aware, that is exactly right. So, okay, peel off the sticky tape. The indicated location is done. Open the door and take out the bottom packaging. Sweet. Okay, so let's not have this thing fall off. Let me drop you guys down a little bit. Let me turn this actually. I'll work from the side because now I've got chat in a spot where I can see you all. That way there's better lighting. There we go. Okay, so peeling off more tape. So far that has been the most challenging part of setup, is just peeling off the tape, which is a joke. Like the tape comes off really nicely. All right, it's some good tape, man. There's some good tape right there. Okay, I'm just gonna pair that tool. And then I saw one of those at 3D Printopia. It looked really nice. I'll definitely keep my eye out for them in the future. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see. It's like that always, right? Like with any machine or printer that I and other people in the space test, like it's such a small sample size, regardless, that there's going to be variations. Like it's just the way any product is. It doesn't matter whether it's a big manufacturer outside of 3D printing. So I'm curious to see, like, once there's more of these out there, should we take the plastic off of this? Just like what the overall experience for people's like. I'm gonna take this off. Okay, so there's a bag around the door and there's also peel, guys. So let's just peel. We'll do that in a sec. Let's take this box out first. This one almost looks like a shoebox. I mean, really large shoes, but it definitely feels shoeboxy. Okay, so this is going here. So we got our boxes out. Find the included Allen key. Okay, so I think what I'll do is swap places so the printer can go on this side, so that way we can take a look at what actually comes in these boxes. Close this for a sec. Move my scissors. Well, definitely lighter without those boxes inside. Is the door on the back acrylic? Wait, the door on the back is crystal or acrylic plastic? I mean, I assume it's, I don't know what you mean by crystal. It feels like acrylic to me. Yeah, it feels just like an acrylic panel. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but let's take a look. We'll do that. We're gonna go out of order of operation a little bit and take a look at what comes in the boxes. Or like a mini banker's box. The box shuffle begins. Yeah, let's just see what's all in here. I will turn autofocus back on for this because I'm probably gonna be going in and out, but all right, here's this box. And we got more tape. I really like this box, actually. This is, I don't know if I've ever received, of all the printer unboxings, anything with like this just slide off lid. It's always kind of a fold-in. All right, got some foam, another box. Okay, so we won't take everything out of here, but we'll take like one of each thing out of here. So these are the side mounts, which I mentioned this in my recent review that I did on the AD5X or whatever, but this feels very much
Let's make this unboxing snappy. Winking face emoji.
You want me to speed unbox, Bearded? Thank you so much for the donation. I will do my best to get through things if there's not tons of questions, but this reminds me heavily of like the tricycle or elliptical bike thing that that is the AMS Lite. So as long as it works similar to that, then I have faith that it'll work quite well, because I've had a largely positive experience. And then just, it looks like USB-C connectors on both sides of these pieces. So we've got 4 of those, 1 for each spool. These look to be our spool. These bearded printer, nice support. These look to be our auto-loading feeders. So I believe this is where you insert the filament, and then there's some sort of a motor inside here that basically grabs it and feeds it to the tool. So I would think that you guys correct me too, because you guys have seen probably more videos than I have, but I would like to think that there's probably some form of filament runout sensor in here. It's likely there has to be a sensor. Yeah, I assume there's a sensor in here as well as a sensor in the tool heads that are communicating with each other. So yeah, that's these guys. Could you open the printer and look inside electronics and everything? It depends on how accessible it is. Nice. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I think I just want to go through the experience of setting it up today. And then maybe that's something I can do for like the full review, but for the sake of time and just getting this thing actually on printing, it probably is gonna be too much of a lift right now. I think this is all that comes in here, actually. I don't think there's another layer. I am a liar. There's another layer. Okay, so here is there's no rewind on the hubs or feeder. Interesting. So it's just a one-way feed? Is that a firmware limitation or a limitation of whatever sort of motor they're using? Here's our little bin. Didn't someone say that the bin was supposed to be upgraded or something like that? I don't know. Does this look different than what you guys saw? I mean, in the middle it's got flex, of course, but it feels, I mean, it feels as rigid as a poop bin would need to be. Calibration is processed in more or less 40 minutes. Yeah, then we definitely need to get going. Yes on feed, hardware limitation. Got it. Okay. I mean, a little bit of a bummer, but not the end of the world, I suppose. I think unloading is usually easier than the loading process, since you're just kind of spinning the spool, while sometimes with loading, I don't know. The motor spools the filament via one way for one side. Oh, got it. Okay, that makes sense. Ooh, we got tool heads. Okay, so here's our tool heads, which we will... Oh my god, I can't get it. Why is it so stuck? Oh, I accidentally took the cover off without meaning to. Okay, so here's a tool head. It looks like we've got pogo pins. We've got our sort of like 3 ball alignment pins, or alignment balls, whatever we want to call them. I will peel off. Remove this label only when instructed. Okay, I will not remove it then yet. We'll wait. We got our, looks like cooling fan, or not, yeah, our hot end or heatsink fan. We've got some alignment pins on the side, and this looks like it's a CNC'd aluminum part. This, I assume, is our tension for our extruder. Don't peel, it's head 1. Okay, I'm not gonna peel it yet. And then this came off, it looked like, with just a, that's kind of nice. Is it magnets? Yes, it is. So here's what, so I can do this where there's not so much glare for you guys. So here is the tool head. Honestly, the hot end looks a lot like a Bamboo X1C Gen 1 style hot end, which I have no issues with. I've done a lot with them. And then it looks, I think I'm wrong, because I don't believe that these come default with hardened nozzles, but based off the coloring of it, it's certainly not brass. I don't know if it's a stainless or some sort of like anti-stick coating. Maybe someone else knows. They've announced it. I don't know, but yeah, the nozzle is definitely not just your basic brass nozzle. The number 1 head is different from the other 3. Got it. That makes sense. And then we've got some connections on the top here, which, so it looks like maybe thermistor goes there, possibly. I'm trying to see what wires are coming up from here. So here's the heating element. That might, I can't tell actually. That's definitely our heater wires on this side, and that might be thermistor, but I can't tell. But yeah, There's our little motor, and then it looks like it's just a USB-C connector on top of this. Maybe it's nickel plated. Someone says stainless. Okay, stainless. Got it. Oh, so yeah, not bad. I mean, kind of like sort of standard stuff of what we'd expect. Fairly lightweight motors, similar hot end to what's kind of on a lot of machines nowadays. And then obviously the main difference is that it's got some weight to it. That's for sure. I for fun can grab a scale if anyone's interested. I've got one right here actually. Do we want to see what a tool head weighs? I do like the magnets a lot. It snaps, it aligns, it seems, I'll show that again, but it aligns really nicely. So take it off, boop, snaps right on. It's nice. Okay, so let's just for fun here see what this weighs. Maybe we're in ounces. Let's go to grams. Grams. Cut. So 294 grams. It's definitely not a light tool head, which I think is largely due to the aluminum. It looks like the front cover is like, I mean, the front cover is obviously plastic. I just took it off, but outside of that, and then this mounting piece, but this, it looks like this whole back piece from here to here, and maybe the top. No, it's plastic. This whole back plate right here is aluminum, so I think that's adding. I think that's adding a fair bit of weight. But yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I don't really have any real big complaints. Cooling, I guess cooling would be my only thing. But the cooling fan is, yeah, cooling fan is in the main unit itself that's grabbing, so you don't need to have those on everything. And then you also have the side auxiliary fan, so yeah, I'm not too worried about cooling either. So we'll just slap this back in here. I don't think I'll throw, oh, what is this? This is, okay, so let's, this might be the box we need. We're looking for Allen keys, which, I mean, technically I have, even though most of them are in the garage. Wow, that's quite the accessory box. Geez. Okay, so for accessories, we'll just quickly run through this. We have got a spare hot end. I want to take this out because I just want to take it out without breaking it. Maybe push it from the bottom. There we go. Okay, so we have a spare hot end without any of the electronics, but there is a spare hot end, which is cool. We've got, what the heck is this? I don't know what this is. An antenna support of sorts? Not sure what this is. It looks like an antenna would maybe run through it, so maybe there's an antenna that this will support. We got grease, we got Allen keys, we've got lots of tubes, lots of PTFE tubes. So we've got, someone asked about spare nozzle brushes, I think. Is that right? And it does look like, can I get them out? All right, we were failing. There we go. So it does look like they include in here 4 brushes. I don't know if these brushes look any different than, you know, what you guys saw in the tester videos, but 4 brushes, 4 of these little, what is it called, these? Parking pads, 4 parking pads. So it is the USB-C cable and filament support. Got it. Okay, that's for the PTFE tubes at the top. That makes sense. It just looks like something that an antenna would go inside of. It actually reminds me a lot of the antenna on the Soval Zero without the antenna. What else? We got flush cutters. Okay, yeah, so we have 4 of those little antenna holder things that I described that are for support. We got some screws, we've got spatula, pretty standard spatula, bunch of clips, no idea what those are for. Oh, these look like basically clips for the PTFE tube and the electronic tube or something like that. We've got a wiping cloth, very nice. Some needles, or a needle for unclogging, and then we've got this guy which looks like a nozzle cleaning brush, kind of a nice one actually. So that's everything. So let's go ahead and grab the thing we need from here, which is these little Allen keys. One here, one here. At least now we know what's in this box. So maybe the other box is filament then? I thought that the I'll put this on the ground. I thought the tool heads were probably in that box, but let's just, okay, let's really quick peeky. Well, it says US, so that wouldn't make sense. Why would they have US filament? Okay, I am wrong. It's the, okay, it is filament, and it's also the power cable. So that's why it's US plug. I was like, why do they need US specific filament? It's just like red, white, and blue filament. So that's neat. I actually didn't realize that these were gonna be shipping with filament, but it looks like 500 grams of Snap Speed PLA in black, white. This looks like a red and yellow. So that's pretty cool. I wasn't aware that we were getting any filament. I'm so used to that not really being a thing so much more and more. And we got our power cable. I'm like, why round? Wait, why round on what? Hey, K2 Kevin in the house. What's going on? Yeah, so far things are looking pretty good, man. I don't have any immediate concerns. We're gonna be doing a bunch of screw removal right now, it looks like. Oop. Well, don't pull up on that panel too hard. Is that just a clip that came off, or is that just the way it is? Okay, so definitely lesson learned. When you were lifting this thing or moving it, do not pull up on this. These guys are very, very lightweight shells. I wish, that's I guess one thing that would be nice if they, I've seen some printers where on the very bottom, like at the base of it, there's sort of like a groove or hole or opening for your hands to be able to lift it. That would have been nice, because the one thing I will say is, like, if you can't grab it from up here, the only place you can really grab it from is the base. And because of the length of it, it does make it a little bit awkward. It makes it a lot more of a team move than a single person move. So, I mean, it's pretty minor, but it would be nice if they had some little handles on it or something like that. Because yeah, I just tried to move it based off up here and this thing like popped up. I'm like, oh, not good. Okay, so remove the Allen key. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so it looks like 3 screws. So I'm just gonna quickly do these. I'm not gonna try to get the camera in focus. We've seen, if you've watched any of my review videos, you've seen me remove lots of bed screws, and it's basically the same thing. There's just a few screws here. If I can reach them with this Allen key. Does not seem like it's fitting unless it was loose. It doesn't seem right. Let's try this one. There we go. Hey, KB3D, how's it going? Dilmar, wait, who's taking a nap? Oh, Deanna's taking a nap. Have a nice nap. Yeah, I'm curious to see what the community comes up with as well. K2 Kevin, are you taking notes on mod ideas right now? Yeah, so if there is a way to, like, okay, 1 screw's out, 2 more to go on the bed. If there is a way to get access to the frame of this thing, so that way a printed handle can be added and bolted, that would be sick. Hey Moji, how you feeling, man? Pretty sure you said you're feeling a little bit better. Footprint each direction that touches the table. You're asking for the footprint? I can check that really quick. It's definitely like deeper, so it's not, like I said earlier, but it's been a rough few days. That sucks, man. One of my first in-person 3D printing events that I went to after the lockdowns and stuff had been going on for, I think it was like 2 years at that point, or maybe a year and a half, is when I caught COVID for the first time. It was at Murph, and it was brutal the first time I got it. I had to basically just like, my cousin lives in Chicago, and so I was able to sort of just like camp out there in a bed for a few days, but it was not fun. Is that beta already? This is a production unit. As it's all going to be open source next year, I'm hoping take the toolhead stock design and create a custom 300x300 with 6 to 8 tools or something. Jeez. Hey, Jack's awake. Hey, buddy. You already up from your nap, dude? How long? Oh, I guess it was like 45, 50 minutes. You have a good nap? Daddy's unboxing a printer. You want to say hi to everybody real quick? Yeah? You got your blankie? All right. Well, Jack's up from his nap already, so he's gonna do a quick hello. Okay, screws out. Here, I'm gonna lift you up because there's no chair over here. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. Oop, there he is. We'll do zoom. Ah, you're falling. Okay, look at you. See yourself on the TV? You see yourself? You say hi. Hi, everybody. You got crazy hair a little bit, dude. Your hair's a little crazy, huh? Yeah. See this printer? Daddy's building his printer. Later, you can come up here and watch it print, okay? Pretty cool. You want? I'll get you. Okay, how about this? When Daddy's done streaming, he'll take down that trophy so you can look at it, okay? Okay, but I gotta finish streaming. So you gotta go hang out with Mommy for a little bit, okay? I love you. Do you want me to keep your blanket up here just so you don't fall with it down the stairs? I'll bring it down later. You want to bring your blanket with you? I'm gonna really quickly, give me 60 seconds. I'm gonna run his blanket downstairs so he doesn't have to carry it downstairs. Here, let me put it on the couch for you so that way it's down there, okay? Come here, Jack. I'm gonna bring it down so that way you don't fall, okay? Come here, give me a hug. I'm gonna hold you. You wanna walk yourself? Okay. What? You want your blankie? Okay, all right, you can walk with it, but you hold on to the rail with one hand, okay? Can you watch him, babe? Thank you. Oh, I tried my best. Okay, he wants his blankie. He did not want, I tried carrying him, wasn't about it. Wanted to walk down the stairs like Mr. Independent. Tried saying, okay, you can walk down the stairs, I'll take your blanket downstairs. Nope, had to have it, so I tried. Okay, remove all 3 screws. Okay, so 6 more screws, got it. So I removed 3 screws that was holding the bed in place, and now I basically have to remove screws from these guys, and I'll show you. These are similar to like what the AMS ships in. It's just these little, it's really tough to show, but yeah, there we go. Just these little black brackets. So let me see, are they the same screw size? They are. So let me just do this quickly. Yeah, he's getting big, K2. I had to go to a doctor's appointment this morning, and so it's just me and him. He gets up early. I was like, hey, do you want to go? He calls it the doctor's house. I said, do you want to go with Daddy to the doctor's house? Yeah. So we're hanging out, and he's learning like new words and phrases every week, it feels like. One of his new ones is sure. He says it in a cute, like a really cute way. They're like, sure. And then the other day he was sitting next to me in the kitchen, and he looks over at me and like puts his finger up and says, I have an idea. I was like, oh, you do. But yeah, and then we have things are crazy here. We have also a 5-week-old, so it's definitely been a wild, it's been a wild year. It's been a wild one. Okay, these ones in the back are a little bit more awkward to get to because you have to reach over the top. You want to go to the doctor's house too? Yeah. I guess like his tooth was, I don't know if it was his tooth hurting. I was thinking his mouth was hurting yesterday or the day before. And he was like, owie. And like, it was a kind of a mix of words and gibberish, but he said something along the lines of like owie, tooth, you gotta go to doctor's house for tooth or something like that. I can't, like, it's not obviously as cute when I repeat it. Like, all right, grown man speaking toddler, but man, when he says it, it's adorable. How do you say, for me, it's herbs, like the H is silent, herbs. Wait, herbs. Okay, now that I'm on the spot, I can't think what I say. Do we have the herbs? Herbs, yeah, without a silent H. Okay, last screw, come on, last screw, where are you? There we go. Okay, last one. We are almost done. Giving you guys all the elbow shots. Didn't put lotion on today. I know that there was the one stream where ever since then, I'm like, I feel real judged about my dry elbows. Herbs. If you're from CA, you would say herbs. Yeah, herbs. Do people say herbs? Herbs? Will there be an app like Maker World for the U1 where you can send files directly to the printer? I don't know that. I don't know. Okay, so these guys are out. These look like this. Hard pieces of plastic, pretty sturdy. Awesome sauce. What's next? More tape. Tape and padding, it looks like. So that is the last bit. I'm gonna drop you guys down a little bit, and then let me move this a little bit more. I might be able to get, I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm trying to get a little bit more light in here so you guys can see. Hopefully once it's on, I hope there's lights. There's gotta be lights, right? Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so tape. There is, this is stuck, so let's do the tape off the build plate. I probably should clean the build plate, but because Jack just woke up, wow, tape is really stuck on the build plate. Because Jack just woke up, and if I go down, he'll get super excited and not want me to go back upstairs. I will probably just leave it and then clean it after stream. Okay, so now that that tape's off, is this just, okay, this doesn't look like, I don't think, you can't lift this up, so I don't know. This says peel off sticky tape at indicated locations and remove the, okay, no, I'm not supposed to pull those out. We have to wait for the bed to lift. Got it. That makes sense. Peel, it does say to take the desiccant. Right. We're back here. Okay. Hey, Hedgehog. How secure does the bed feel? Like, to the base, it was very secure. I mean, I had to remove 3 screws and stuff, but like, do you mean once it's up, we can kind of like feel it? I did see actually 24/7 printing say his bed felt loose and he ended up using like nylon lock nuts or something like that. So we'll see once it lifts up. Like, it's hard to tell with it being on the bottom right now. Okay, peel off sticky tape. This is a really detailed instructions here. Remove the protective film from the camera lens. That is right here on the inside. Okay, got the film off the camera lens. Remove the protective film from the door. Okay, which we already did do, but we can peel this off too. So it came with like a bag over the door, so then it also comes with, yeah, nice film, which is nice because acrylic generally scratches. This is acrylic, right? Wait, is that? That's glass, huh? I actually think that is not acrylic. No, that is not. Okay, well, I'm glad that I was careful. that is glass. Both sides are not door. Front side appears to be glass door, and back side is acrylic panel. There is no way. There appears to be no way to get it off. I can't tell for certain, but based off of glancing over, I think it's just pressed in place, kind of sandwiched between the plastic frames, and then it looks like there might be some double-sided adhesive sort of holding it into place. Front is glass, back is, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Oops. Okay. No, I ripped my instructions. That's okay. Okay, what's next, y'all? Installation. So we're doing toolhead stuff now. You may follow the instructions below or watch the video tutorial on the wiki. Place the printer on a flat, stable surface. The terms left, right, front, and rear refer to, okay, looking at it from the front, which makes sense. Okay, so filament feeders. So L is going to be left side. Got it. All right, sweet. So we're going to actually start putting this thing together now. So I would say a little bit more of an unboxing process than a lot of printers. No, that felt pretty similar. Maybe just more tape. I guess most of the printers now, like Core XYs, are coming like that with the bed screws, and then if it does have a multi-material type setup, it usually is having some sort of extra paneling, so pretty standard, I would say. But yeah, definitely more tape than I'm used to, which, given the fact that they're using tape to hold that cardboard box in place, that is what keeps the tool head from shifting around, I can understand why they didn't want to not use, like, I can understand why they wanted to use a lot of tape. Okay, so this guy says L, so that's going for here. Move you guys just a hair. Hey, Luke. I think I said hi, Luke, but if not, I'm saying hi, Luke, now. Okay, we'll definitely be careful with this. I'm happy it's not a ribbon cable, I will say. I prefer this type of cable over ribbon. So as far as directions go though, nice. Okay, I do like that as well. I don't know how well you guys can, oh, there we go. Yeah, so like with it being a thin cable, you obviously don't want to install it in the incorrect direction, but it makes it fairly obvious because you have this big old clip on top here. And if you look at this, you have a huge opening for the clip. So not that somebody won't install this incorrectly, because it'll happen whether they're distracted or something, but that does make it where it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, because there's very clearly only one direction, a fairly obvious one, if I can get this in. Okay, I think I heard it click. Okay. Cool, I think we're in. So now it looks like, wait, does the cable, okay, so there's a cutout. Okay, there we go. So the cable kind of sits in this pocket here, it looks like. So the plastic kind of sinks in a little bit that way. When you go like this and push it backwards, it's not taking that much pressure. It's like a pressure relief for it. So what's up, Miyokoi? How's it going, man? Oh, what's a tilt changer? Miyokoi is, if you haven't been watching, he was one of the early testers of the early U1 units and did quite a bit of like unique testing with it. I mean, a fair bit of HueForge stuff, but TPU things as well, which is exciting because, I don't know, TPU is just a fun material with a lot of like practical applications, but it's one that just a few years ago, the idea of multicolor, I mean, not even just a few years ago, but like the idea of trying to multicolor TPU would be like, you're nuts. Because even single color TPU or single, you know, print TPU would have been not super easy. I mean, it might maybe more than a few years ago now at this point. We've had better hardware for a while, but I remember getting into 3D printing, and TPU was probably one of the first filaments I tried outside of PLA and ABS. And it was rough, man. It was freaking rough. Okay, so this is, yeah, back in that little cubby, little pocket, and that's in place. Doesn't feel like very tight of a fit. So it's probably a non-issue, but I will say that like, that doesn't feel like the tightest fit. Like as far as staying on here, unless I'm doing something incorrectly, but the cables appear to be in the right spot and then pushed forward. Let me look at the instructions to make sure there's not something I'm missing, but it just seems like it should pop in more than just like kind of sit, and then if you hit it like that, it falls out. So there's a small clip to hold it. I think it's on the bottom. Select left filament, plug it in the slots, then slide it into the lock it into place. To detach the filament feeder, press down on the indicated position. Interesting. Yeah, I don't feel like the other one felt like it locked better. Yeah, the other one absolutely locked better. So there's something going on with this one. Hey, Benny. Wiggle it to lock it in place. Okay. You know what it could be? These wires, so these wires are stacked on top of each other while the other ones were kind of side by side. So I wonder if it's that little bit of extra thickness. Let's see if I can make these force these to go side by side. Nope, they don't want to go side by side. No. Oh, no. No, this one doesn't want to lock in. I'm thinking it could be these cables, the way that they're coming out, and if it's making it a little bit thicker. But it looks like the clip is this guy. There's a little clip right here. Oh, okay, I see. I see. So the clip should be basically going. Okay, I got it. So it took a little bit of finagling, but it's in now. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Fatty. So yeah, that works. I don't know, maybe it had nothing to do with the cables. It might have just been something to do with aligning the plastic, but it's not like, I mean, you saw before I hit it, like it's in there now. So give it the old hammer hand. Okay, so now it wants us to, let's turn this around from the backside. I'm gonna turn this a little bit more so you guys can see what the heck I'm doing. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It felt weird. Like, I don't think it would need to be crazy stuck because it's just loading and unloading, but it was a little bit concerning for a second there with how loose it was. Okay, so now we're gonna route cables, or not cables, we're gonna route PTFE tubes from these slots to these, and I assume we're just matching up numbers. It says insert tool head 4 and 1 with, yeah, matching labels. So let's grab out our tubes. And these are the bigger tubes? No, these are the smaller tubes. Okay. Yeah, okay, so there's two sizes of PTFE tubes. One's like kind of your standard reverse Bowden or guide tube, and then one's monsters. This reminds me like of the tubing that comes with the poly dryers. It's much thicker diameter. What is the chunk? What is that chunk going out of the, what? This? What am I not seeing? I don't know what you're seeing. Okay, so number 1 is here, and then number 1 it's just going to, yeah, to the bottoms. Okay, I can just continue through the rest. So going through here, going to here, going from here. The park of the tool head? You mean like this thing up here? Like this, just like how it extends like that? Yeah, it's so that way you don't lose build volume and you have a place to park your tool heads. I wasn't sure what you meant. I thought like there was a, thought maybe there was like a broken piece. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong. Okay, 3 goes here, into here, like so, and 4 goes into here. Wait, this, no, that seems right. Yeah, that seems right. We'll go under, over. This one feels weird. Did I do this wrong? 3's on top. I don't know why this last tube, I don't really like, oh, that's fine. If we go like this, there we go. Okay. Okay, that is in. We are making some progress. Oh, Repeat step 2 for the right filament. We did that. To detach the right side feeder, press up on the indicated position. Yep. Insert 4mm filament tubes into toolhead 3 and 4. We just did that. Okay, cool. Insert filament holder 1 and filament holder 2 on the left. Sick. Okay, so filament holders are going in. Are these numbered? Yeah, these are numbered. So 1 and 2. So let's spin this around. It isn't mirrored, huh? Like 1, so 1 is on top, 2 is on bottom, and 3 is on top, and 4 is on bottom. Yeah, it's a little bit funky. Hey, 3DP UK, thank you so much for the donation, man. Cheers. Air horn and squirrel, don't cross the streams. Yeah, thank you very much for the support. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this. Yeah, I really hope that someone comes out with a mod for like some kind of handle setup for this. It's just a little awkward to move because you can't grab it from the top and there's not really a good slot for it. Okay, so these are numbered. They do say numbers on the side, and then These are not numbered. I have to assume. Insert the. Okay. So it looks like 1 on top, 2 on bottom. So. Yeah. Okay, let's not do this wrong. Is there any trick to this? Install the filament holders aligned with the feeder inlet ports. Install the feeders. Install the filament holders aligned with the feeder ports with filament holder 1 positioned on top. Okay, it looks like it's basically just a thing that should press itself in. No hammers. No hammers. If it was aluminum, then hammers, but with plastic, no hammers. Okay. Okay, so this just spins. I probably just had it incorrectly aligned, so. Okay, that feels like it's in there nice and tight. Ted, 3 years! Oh my God, thank you so much, Ted. Let's do, what's you get? What cheers. Thank you, Ted, for all the support, man. Dry elbow grease. There we go. Oh, that's jacked up. Took me a sec. Okay, so number 1 is in. Oh, I just punched the. I punched the feeder off on the other side. If Nick's in stream, he's gonna. Can we get some punch emojis in chat? That's hilarious. Okay, that snaps right in. Those are not going anywhere. I'm not going to show you guys, but I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side. It's been a while since I've punched a printer. Thomas with the 38 months. That's so crazy. I can't believe that we've even, I mean, we've been streaming for longer than that now, but I can't believe that's incredible. Thank you for all the support, everybody. Can you use a spool holder as a handle? I would not recommend doing that. Armor with the 13 months, another month down, rounding year 2. All right, I got these one sound effect. We'll do, I wonder what's for dinner for Thomas.
What's for dinner?
And then we'll do pizza time. I'm a little hungry, so food's on my mind. Thank you guys. Okay, so to remove the spool holder, first tilt it sideways, great. That's fine. Kind of nice, it shows you all that stuff. Okay, and so number 3 is on top and 4 is on bottom on this side. So I'll just we'll change cameras real quickly here. Hi, everybody. 3. Yeah, I thought that the numbers, like if you had the number facing straight up, that would align this correctly, but the panel on the back, or the clip on the back is free spinning from the outer housing, which makes sense. So that's what you want to make sure is aligned, is the clip. And then you should, yeah, snap right in place. And snap right in place. Awesome! Andrew, with the 19 months. I wish I had 5 tool heads. You and me both, man. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Install filament holder 3. Yeah, we're done with that. Cool. Move the toolhead swapper to the front to allow for installation of the waste collector. Okay. So I will, because I can't get you guys a real good overhead view, I'll probably just keep you guys low. We'll go from down up versus up down. Okay. That'll do. All right, so I'm basically just gonna move this with my hands. And then it is gonna have us install the waste collector. Snap the waste collector. Holy crap, 41 months. Is that max 1060? Next month my membership is the ultimate answer. Thank you, man. We'll do squirrel. Thank you, 1060. Okay. So it says that the like poop chute, or I guess it's not a poop chute, the like poop collector thing just sort of snaps in place. Make sure the long indentation at the bottom of the collection faces the rear of the machine. Okay. Is this how this goes? Yeah, that seems right. Well, that was easy. Cool. Wait, maybe I didn't do it right? Feels like it's coming out too easy now. Feels like that has to be it. Oh, that has to be it. Huh. I mean, yeah, this side seems like it comes out. I realize that it's not focusing correctly, but left side seems like it comes out really easy. I mean, the reality is there's not really going to be any force on this, right? It's just plastic falling into it, but like this is, oops, that should be it, like locked in place. But if I just take my finger, oh, you guys can't really see, come on. If I just take, like, here's my finger, I just go like this. Okay, that's a little bit of tapping. It feels like it's fairly easy to fall off. So I'm not exactly sure that the clips on here are super effective, but again, like I guess the reality is that this is only catching a little bit of filament. So as far as downward force goes, it's fine. So it's probably no big deal. I wonder if this production unit already has the Alternatives full holder 3D model preloaded onto the machine. What is that? 8 subs away from 1500? That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Is that door Uncle Jesse proof? Probably not. How far does it open? Yeah, it stops opening right there. So this is about as far as you can get it open, which isn't bad. It's a little bit more than, it's kind of hard to show, but like, it's like maybe a couple, like that would be straight, like completely straight out, and you've got about that much more room. But yeah, if you walked into that, game over. Game over. All right, waste collection is installed. What is next? Prior to toolhead installation, ensure all sliders are in their required position. All sliders? The labeled toolhead slider must be at the far left position. The heck's a slider? Ensure all toolhead sliders are in the far left position. I'm gonna show you guys this to see if like it makes sense to you. Okay, here's the image. Let me get it in a little bit closer maybe. It says, prior to toolhead installation, ensure all sliders are in their required positions. The labeled toolhead slider must be at the far left position, while the other 3 toolhead sliders should be at the far right position. Is it, I guess it's that little piece? Is that the slider? That's the only thing I see that's like towards the left more, and that's towards the right more. Yeah, that's it. That has, right? Maybe? Yeah, maybe. That seems to be the primary difference. The primary difference looks like it's that little guy. Red should be visible. Yes, that's the little thingy. Got it. Okay, I think I got it. I think I've got it. We'll find out, I suppose, but it seems like I've got it. Okay, you want to move it until you can see the red mark in the middle. Oh, it's the red mark. Got it. I think. Okay, we'll figure it out. Install the labeled toolhead first, remove the label. So that was the one that we grabbed earlier that you guys said that was the number 1 or something like that. Let's see, so I think it was this guy. Let me grab the other ones just to make sure that they look different. Okay, yeah. So this is the labeled toolhead. Got it. So this is the one I grabbed earlier that you guys told me was the, oh, let's turn autofocus. Nah, screw it, leave it off. Okay, so we're gonna peel this. Maybe. What's the difference with the first tool? Oh, that's sticky. I don't love that. The, ugh. So it looks like the adhesive on this kind of failed. You see that? There's like a sticky layer all over it. I don't love that at all. I'm gonna actually hit it with some IPA really quick. Ah, accelerometer. Got it. Makes sense. Why would you have 5 or 4 when you can have 1? Yeah, I'm gonna do some. I don't actually have any paper towels up here. I think I have a rag. I can use this. It's probably fine. Let me get some isopropyl from right here. Yeah, it's just like it's not super sticky. Yeah, it is kind of more of a slime. It's just not very pleasant. So I don't know if all of the printers will be like that or what happened with this one specifically, but let's see if it comes off with just a little isopropyl. It seems to be, I don't want to get isopropyl all over those pogos, but that seemed like it did the trick. So yeah, that's much better. Look at that. Ooh, shiny. So I'll leave that out in case the other three end up having similar, but I'm not sure if they even have stickers on them, so probably not. But yeah, it kind of just looks like the adhesive failed a bit. Okay, so it said that make sure, the exact words were, ensure all sliders are in the required position. So is it something that you can adjust up or down? Like, I'm trying to understand, how would it not be in the right position? And if it wasn't in the right position, how would you adjust it? But this looks fine to me based off the image. That's like exactly where that was. So mine was like that. I thought it was oil grease, but we had tested units. Got it. Yeah, they should swap out. Stick a screwdriver into the hole. Got it. Okay. Got it. So if I stuck something in there, I'm not gonna do it, but I take your word for it. Okay, so we got that. Awesome sauce. Stickers, label's been removed, label's been cleaned. Ensure the slider's positioned. Awesome. Oh, it's crazy what happens when you just, like, I don't know, keep looking at the instructions. There we go. So yeah, it's showing right now that if it wasn't, if the slider's not at the leftmost position, use the included key. So it looks like it probably is, but let's just hit it. Let's just hit it one time for good luck. Yeah, we're as far as we can go. Okay. This is a really, I mean, like, I feel like for anyone that says poor trees, but with the amount of plastic we're printing, I don't know. But this is probably the nicest, like, paper manual I've ever had with a printer. I would say that I would be fine with just a PDF included, but I know there will be some people that are like, yes, paper. Okay, align and insert the dowel rods sequentially into the rear and side holes until it will be fastened by magnetic force. Okay, so push forward, then to the left. Man, sorry, my allergies, y'all. It's like every time I stream, my nose is like, oh, you're gonna stream. Let's get the sniffles going. All right, this I guess it's like just, the tripod is just tall enough to we'll peek over the top here. Okay, so I believe, let me look at that one more time, actually. It's like buying an old video game, reading a manual. Yeah. Okay, so pogo pins are facing outwards. That makes way more sense. And then it's saying that this guy is he going into the rod? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so going into the rod and then to the left. Whoa. That's a lot of force. Okay. Sweet. All right. Prior to installing the remaining tools, the slider should be marked to the position. Cool. Sweet. All right. So we're just slapping more tool heads in. Slapping them in. Slapping the base. Let's do a quick little check of our. Ooh, these are not right. I don't think, as far as the position goes. Let's see. No, these are not. Cool. So we can show, or I can show. Is it? At least it doesn't look like it's all the way to the right. So let's see if I get this. Yeah, look at that. Got it. There's the red you were talking about. So now it's all the way over to the right. So all of these ones are not all the way to the right. So there we go. Now we're to the right. And this one, there we go, all the way to the right. We got red, so red is good. Normally red means stop, don't continue, but not in SnapMaker's case. Okay, so those are all correct. Now let me just verify that we're just doing the same sort of push into the left. Align it into the dowel rod sequentially. Slide dowel holes till it will be fastened by magnetic force. Huh. These ones look like it's the opposite direction. So so is the dowel supposed to go... Okay, I'm gonna assume here. It's making it... Yeah, dowel is supposed to go through here. Okay. Okay. So hopefully that's right. And then on this one, it's gonna be the same thing. Dowel goes through hole, through the little guy right there. Snaps in place right there. Did I mention lubing? Did I mention lubing your balls? I haven't seen anything about lube. No. They did include some lube, but I haven't seen any... I was under the impression that maybe it was just like smooth rod maintenance or something like that. Wait, that's wrong. Wait, no, that's right. No, these are wrong. This doesn't seem right. I'm pretty sure that... I think I did that wrong. Yeah, these are wrong. Wait, no, they're not. Okay, they actually seem right. So this is only one of them, it looks like. The thing I'm looking at is the little rod. Like, on the far left one, that rod is towards the right of the metal bracket, and the other three, it's towards the left. But it seems like that's correct. So the last two are different. Got it. Cool. It felt wrong, but it was right. After installation is complete, the red markers and the slider should no longer be visible. Got it. No red. Repeat the same method. Avoid manually handling the tool head swapper to pick return tool heads as it may prevent precise mounting on the tool rack. Okay, so do not grab this guy and shove it into the tools. Let it do its thing. Now it says rotate approximately 2 turns counterclockwise to loosen the 2 screws at the indicated locations. What? Oh gosh. Got it. That makes sense, Wolf. I mean, I don't think the manual is bad. I will say that. I saw it showed earlier, like one of the pages definitely could use some arrows. Love me some arrows. But I definitely, like, there's a lot of pictures, and pictures are really helpful for, well, story time, as well as explaining what you're describing with words. So yeah, I'm sure there's always, I mean, manuals are something that could always be improved, but I can't say that it's bad. It says rotate screws, rotate approximately 2 turns counterclockwise to loosen the 2 screws at the indicated location. Okay, so it looks to me like it's basically shoving this guy in. There's a little hole, so 2 turns counterclockwise. So, oops, I don't think that turned. Let's see. So, there's 1 turn. There's 2 turns. Okay. I think this is like alignment or sorts. It seems like. So that's 1 turn. 2 turns. Okay, so I just put this in the mystery hole, found a screw, and loosen those. I'm looking forward to do all this 5 times when I get my order. Oh, you got 5 of them, Wolf? Don't lose the carbon rails. Yes, definitely not. 205 lurking. Nice. Yeah. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. We're actually... I'm going to wait a little bit longer. The stream's going to go on for longer than I thought because that's every stream and it's taken longer. But in 35 minutes, we're going to open up a giveaway for a spool of Polymaker filament. Okay, so now it's telling me to hold this in my hand. Let's zoom out a little bit. And basically... So I'm trying to figure out the positioning. So it wants me to just go hold the tool head swapper and move it along the indicated path for approximately 2 cycles. Retighten the screws at the indicated locations. Okay. So we are just doing this. Hey, Bearded Bucket! Thank you so much for the 21 months, man. I will hit a sound effect as soon as I've got a free hand. How are you doing? Okay, I think I've done it twice. I think this is 2 times now. Okay, now we're gonna tighten the screws. Yeah, sound effect. Let's do Hadouken. Thank you for being here. I think got it. Belt tension, okay. I guess that makes more sense maybe than alignment. It just, the reason why I even said alignment was because we just did the tool heads and we're messing with the pins, so it kind of made sense to me, but okay, so this is fully tightened. So same thing, just putting the little Allen key into the hole, feeling around till I find the screw head we just loosened, and then turning it 2 times until it is nice and tight. Got it. Cool. That worked well. Extending mini farm here in Journey. Awesome. That sounds great, Wolf. If you wait 5 minutes to hit the start button, it's not our fault. Yeah. Okay, thread the toolhead cable through the opening in the filament tube holder, then connect it to the machine. Got it. Okay, so let me back off a little bit here. We're gonna finally use those little guys that I was calling antennas a second ago, or not a second ago, but a little while ago. Actually, I also have, where's my coffee? I feel like I deserve, there it is, a sip of ice cold coffee. Yep, that's not warm anymore. Okay, so we got 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got 4 cables. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Awesome sauce. All right. It says, thread the toolhead cable through the opening. I don't know if thread's really the word I would use. More like just shove it in, like press it through. That's okay. Okay, so basically what it looks like is we need to take off the little twist ties on this guy. Let's throw it as far as we can. It'll be a problem for later me. 4 times. Imagine having like a 20. I mean, it'd be ridiculous, but like 20 tool heads, the amount of the setup process would be so long. Over 100 likes, aiming for 200. Yeah, 200 likes I think is a good goal for today. That would be awesome. If you have not hit the like button, hit the like button for tool changers. Okay. So it looks like from the picture, we basically just want these little, what I call antenna guys, but this has a USB-C and 2 holes, so it looks like you basically just shove it through and then you hook it in place like that. And then it does say we need screws, which are going to be 2.5 by 16s. I think there's only 1 bag of screws I saw earlier. 2.5 by 16, yep. So we will try to knock this out because this is a quick little 8 screws. So the screws are just gonna keep this from popping out on us. Come on, buddy. There we go. Almost 300 viewers. Was 310. Nice. Yeah, it shows exactly 300 on my end, but it's, who knows, it updates differently. It's YouTube. Very thankful for YouTube, but also lots of face palming on things YouTube does, but what are you gonna do? Okay, are we there yet? We're getting there. We're getting there. I think that once we get these mounted and the PTFE tubes, I'd like to think that we're getting pretty close to turning this thing on, but I love a good mystery, so we'll see. I wish these screws weren't so long. I mean, I get why they are. They need to get probably through the plastic and into the actual frame itself, maybe? Maybe that's what's happening? That must be what's happening, because they have Loctite on them, I think. Unless, is this never gonna stop? Is this a forever spin? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right, I'm not gonna go further than that though. It feels highly unnecessary. How fast do you think this printer could print a single color benchy? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Candyman. With a K. There is threads. But I don't know if there's threads in what it's going into. I really can't tell. Like, feels like a lot of screwing. So, I can't tell, like, did I go too far now? Is it, let's see. Fasten the filament tube and the tool to the machine. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this shouldn't need to be that tight, right? Like, as long as it doesn't come out, it's literally just, it seems like it's a strain relief, really. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna go further than that. How fast do you think this printer could print a multicolor benchy? Dude, I don't know. How many multicolor as in 4 colors, like maximum colors? Is it PLA or is it TPU? I thought I heard that the tool heads were already be mounted and ready to go when receiving them. I have, that is news to me. This one was not the case, and as far as I'm aware, this is what everyone's receiving, so I think that would be dangerous. I feel like they would really have to get creative with packaging for that to be even remotely possible. The tool heads are pretty heavy. We weighed them. They're like, I think if I remember correctly, just south of 300 grams. So they've got some weight to them, and I would think that like any impact or vibrations and stuff from the shipping could potentially cause issues that, like with the alignment side of things, which is something that is arguably the most crucial thing for a tool changer, is the repeatability through things aligning tool heads. So I'm going as fast as I can, everybody. This is, I wish I had my drivers. They're all down in the garage, so, but we're getting there, kind of. All production units come with tool heads off the printer, yeah. Okay, I'm not going further than that. It feels like, see, like, I don't know, I'm hitting a point here where I'm like, am I going too far? But because these screws have Loctite on them, it makes me think like you just keep going. That is something that I might ask, like, hey, how deep? Like, these ones are way far down further than these ones are, but I don't see why I should keep going. Like, there's enough resistance on the turns that it feels like it's going to serve its purpose. Do you remember that Neokoi on yours? Did yours even have these like same antenna type things, or are these new? I don't remember if these were part of the I don't remember if these were part of the earlier test units. You had those? Okay. Do you remember, like, am I threading into the steel frame? There's Loctite on it, like, there, at least, yeah, there's blue threads on here, thread locker, so I would think the only reason we would have that is if we were threading into metal, but I'm getting so far down with these that I'm concerned if I go further that I'm maybe gonna, like, damage plastic or the cable housing or something. It feels like it's hard to tell when you've bottomed out, I guess, is really the short comment I have. I'm not really concerned about, like, as far as functionality goes. I just think it's one of those things where it's a little odd. This is my least favorite part so far of the assembly. It's not bad at all. I just, if you have access to a better Allen key or something like that, then your fingers will thank you. Yeah, like, something tells me that I'm probably, like, I could stop here. I have a feeling. I think beyond this, I'm probably just digging into the connector more than necessary. I don't, like you said, I don't think there'll be any issues. What color screws are you using? Are they black? They're black. Am I using the wrong screws? No, I'm not. At least according to this, I'm not. And I'm using the right size, right? I'm 2.5 by 16. Yeah, this looks correct. Yeah, I didn't actually see any other screws. Is there other screws? No screws here, no screws. I don't see any other screws in here. I wonder if there's none in the tool accessory kit, so. Yeah, driver's a much better option. Driver's a much better option. Definitely. All right, last 2 screws. Don't long screw a short hole. Yeah. I have issued extra spare. I'm sure the U1 will be fine as well. Just have to stagger the startups. Yeah. I had an electrician come out a couple of weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, to give me some pricing for 2 new 20 amp circuits in the garage. I just don't have enough power, and for the light burn and mill-made stuff for work, when I'm out there, the dust collection vacuum for my CNC machine is an absolute beast. And during wintertime, I don't have a mini split in there. That's the goal long term. But during wintertime, it gets cold in there. It's like, I don't know, maybe 40 degrees Fahrenheit, even though it's insulated. And when I try to run my electric heater and the vacuum, it just dies. Oops. Oh no! Oh, come on, baby. There we go. Yeah, I've tripped the circuit quite a few times. So I'm hoping to get some more power in there before winter is here and I'm freezing or dusty. Choose your option. Do you want dust everywhere? To connect the umbilical to the tool. To connect the umbilical. Oh, interesting. Well, hopefully I can find those screws because I sure don't see any. Oh gosh, you're right. I have to do this on the other side, don't I? Screw simulator. Can you use the split unit for heating? Yes, you can. You can. That will be the plan once I have the mini split installed, but it likely won't be until. My goal right now is next summer. I like to have the electrical in place for it, so that way that's not the holdup. But yeah, I think that's fine. I don't want to go further. I can always tighten them more later. So there's that. But yeah, now I'm a little bit concerned about the repeat the same process. Got it. Connect the other end to the tool head and screw it into place. Yeah, this one says 2.6 by 10, so these are short screws. Interesting. Does it, I assume, just go to the one right in front of it? That's the only thing that makes sense. I'm not gonna look. We're just gonna wing this. So basically plugging in the other side to these tool heads. Just pops right into the USB-C slot. Pops right into the USB-C slot and pops in the USB-C slot. These screws are shorter, so hopefully it'll be quicker, but the question I have is where the heck are they? 2.5 or 2.6 by 10s, which are not a common size at all. Oh, here they are. They're rolled up in a tiny bag. Sweet. Okay, cool. Got it. Let me move angle a little bit. I feel like it's getting a little boring. The same. Not that this will be so much more exciting, but a little different view. You can see my face. Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, this setup is, it's like a little tedious, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, my only complaint really was that it was hard to tell. It's hard to tell when I was far enough. Yeah, it's the same with these. Like, it's just hard to tell when they bottom out. And because they're plastic, I have a feeling what I was doing was digging it a little bit further than it needed. So I'm gonna be a tad bit gentler with how far I go on these tool heads, but these are shorter screws, so shouldn't take us quite as long. Plug the cable from T1 to T4 and see what happens. No, I'm okay. Thank you though. It's a cool idea. All right, I'm calling that good. Oh, nice. Thank you so much, man, for the donation towards the AC. Yes, I look forward. when we get the AC installed, we'll need to have just like a chill stream. Where, I don't know, just sit and enjoy the AC and talk. Sounds lovely. I'm much happier today because we're back upstairs in the studio, so compared to the 90 plus Fahrenheit we had in the garage, it should be a pretty consistent 70 up here. So I'm feeling much better. But we will be going back to the garage next week to finish up the beast. The beast. A literal chill stream. Exactly. Exactly. Very excited I'm like even excited just to watch this thing go through the calibration process. Just kind of itching to get it turned on, so hopefully we're nearly there. I feel like we have to be running out of parts. That's always a good sign, whether you're building a full printer or just assembling one. Like when you start running out of parts, you're like, cool, the end is near. Still 90? No, I don't think it's as bad in the garage right now. Temperatures have dropped pretty heavily, actually. Like when it was 90 in the garage, that was pretty close to what outside temp was. Even though sometimes the garage, even insulated, was hotter than outside, which made no sense to me. I think this week, if I remember correctly, the temperature outside is like low 60s. So I doubt it's that. It should be probably, I would think 8 to 10 degrees cooler, at least in the garage. But we'll see next week when we do the stream. But yeah, fall is definitely upon us here. Leaves are starting to change color. They shut off our irrigation water, so all my garden's gonna die. I probably need to get out there and manually water some of the plants. Why is this not fitting? Did I use the wrong screw? Oh, I think I used the wrong screw on this one. Wayne, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, this feels like the wrong screw head. Is it? Was there 2 screws? Did I remove a screw from something else? Yeah, the threads on this look too wide. Where did you come from? I don't know. We're not going to use that screw, though. It's a question mark screw. I don't know if it was just a poorly manufactured one or what, but it didn't seem right. Are those 6mm belts? These are standard. These are tiny belts. Yeah, I would say these are 6mm belts. So I guess not tiny. It's the same as what's on my 2.4, but they're not beefy belts. AC Fund membership gifting 6 for 1. Yes. As soon as I get the electrical in, I will try to start every single month putting a little bit more money into the AC Fund. I think the one we're going to need is the 18,000 BTU or something like that, and I think the price on it is approximately $1,800. So it's definitely a not a small purchase, but will be a very welcome one. So okay, connect the other screws, got it. Repeat the same to fasten, got it. Insert the smooth end of the 6mm filament tube into the machine body through the filament tube holder, and insert the notched end into the tool head. What? Oh. Got it. Okay, I can show you guys that. It's a little bit interesting. Also, I'm gonna change up the music. We're gonna go a little bit more like boss mode. And in 15 minutes, I will be opening up the Polymaker giveaway. So, all right, check out these tubes. Check out my tubes. All right, so it wasn't really easy to see at first, but hopefully on camera I can kind of show it. Maybe if I'm not blocking the... Do we have autofocus on? What is happening here? What is happening? No, we're on manual focus. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, But basically, like if I spin this, man, it's hard to do because it's so wide. If I spin this, maybe you can see that it's not round all the way around. There's basically one side where they've kind of like squared off two sides of it. So that's the side that it says it wants to go into the tool head. And hopefully you can see that kind of. I mean, it was even tricky to see with my own eyes. My own two eyes. So. And for this, we are going to be shoving. It has flats. Yes. So it said to do one end, the smooth end into here, like into the machine body. It doesn't seem like it goes down very far, but okay. And then the other end into the tool head. So the notched end into the tool head. Is that as far as it goes? It felt like it barely went in, but okay. It's almost easier just to feel which end is notched, so than try to look at it. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I just don't have good eyes. Okay. Now it looks like they gave us an extra Bowden tube, unless I'm, I don't know, miscounting. Okay. Okay, tubes are in. Or one more tube, I guess. There we go. Some sauce. Oh! A little too much force there. 5 head? No, no 5 heads. Only 4. 4 heads! Yeah, I might need to mute the mic in a sec here and blow my nose. Insert the smooth end. Yes. And the notched end. Yes. To remove the filament. Yep. It's standard. Repeat the same steps. Yep. Got it. Got it. Clips. So it looks like 3 clips per thing. So the filament and the toolhead cable. Got it. Where did I put there? I am gonna mute the mic real quick so I can blow my nose and not have you guys along for that experience. Okay, yeah, so it does look like they gave us an extra on the Bowden tube, the big Bowden, big bow. And so for these, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Or not zoom out, but at least like move the camera shot. That'll work. So basically, it looks like we want one at the top. So, does it matter? Doesn't seem like that matters. So, this guy's like that, this guy's like that, so something along those lines. And then maybe one a little bit above where this black plastic is, like that, and then one towards the front, kind of in line with it to hold it all together. This one may be a little bit lower. That'll do. I mean, they're easy to adjust, easy enough to adjust later. How's everybody's spooky season been going so far? I keep forgetting that we're getting closer to Halloween. I don't think we put out any decorations this year. It's been too busy. We don't really have any for outside for Halloween, but we have. Aaron has some for inside, but it's been a little bit busy with the baby stuff. Are you gonna print something on the streamer only setup? I hope so. I don't know that we'll finish it unless there's something really, really quick. I didn't know how long this would take, and I am notoriously awful at gauging how long things are going to take. I would call myself a optimist with how long things will take, but just, yeah, I don't know. For some reason in my head, I was like, yeah, I'll just like take it out of the box and and just start printing. But yeah. So we'll definitely get something started. I'd like to get it fired up, get through the calibration, get things started, and then what'll probably end up happening is I will, words are hard, post a photo of the finished thing in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, it should be linked in the chat. I'll put it in the live stream channel. Very likely what's gonna happen. I'm working on ice cream display freezer. I'm working on an ice cream display freezer. What? That sounds delicious. What is Jack Jack going to be this year? I don't know. We haven't talked about it. I'm not sure. Oh, plug in the cable. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. All right. Oh my goodness. Where's our button?
That was easy.
All right. So I think what I'll probably do is have it facing towards you guys like that. Yeah, and then I will just sort of come around. Do I have enough? Yeah, this should be fine. This will work. I'll end up like walking around here instead of having it facing towards me, which would be easier, but I want you guys to be able to see it. So, okay, let's go ahead and plug in the cable and power this bad boy on. Yeah, normally that's how it goes, is like as long as you have the screws out of the bed, you can't actually remove the foam until you turn on the machine and go through the calibration. It like lifts it up. At least that's certainly been more common with printers I've been testing lately. Okay, y'all ready for this? Let's just, yeah, we'll do this camera for right this second, and then I'll change it. Lights on. It's showing, it says SnapMaker. Let's see. It looks like it's not straight, but that's because the fisheye lens kind of distorts things. Still tape in there. There is tape in there. There is tape in there. I cannot get the tape off of the foam. I have faith that the printer will rise up and still. Oh, we should do the thing, huh? All right, let's see what calibration looks like. So weird, the little like. It's so weird. I'm in the window back here. All right, here we go. Is this on manual focus? There we go. Okay, English, next. Global, next. You accept the following terms. Yes. Network. All right, let me type in the. Let me change it so you guys don't look at my password. I need to just create like a... I did at one point had a network that was just for like stream stuff where it was a silly password than just stuff for the stream. I never really cared that much until some people in my videos were like, we can see your information. We still see it? Oh. Oh, okay. Whatever, man. All right, scan QR code with SnapMaker app to log in. Let's try to go. I don't know if this is all. I don't have any access to like an early Play Store app, so I have no idea whether this will work. But let me really quickly try downloading the app and see if it works or fails. So SnapMaker app, SnapMaker. I don't see it. Oh, SnapMaker. Oh, one review that is 2 stars. I don't know if this is the same app or not, but set up later. Let me try, like, I mean, let me see how long this takes. If it's more than like 2 or 3 minutes, then yeah, I'll do it later. SnapMaker, like this, any notifications? Sure. Discover services my. Okay, yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be like a separate. Yeah, we'll do this later. Free internet tonight. Tuxedo's gonna be camping outside of my place. I'm like, there's a McDonald's down the street. All right, we'll skip this for now. Set up later. printer will perform these calibration. Multi-tool offset calibration, heated bed leveling, vibration compensation. Love it. Let's do it. Okay. Can I raise you guys up? There we go. Hide QR code. Oh, it's fair, huh? Someone's gonna try to pair with my machine. I trust you guys. All 295 of you. Oh. All right. Well, it grabbed our tool head. Oh, the bed is doing the bed thing. So let's see. Give me my tape. Give me my tape. Well, there's clearly not load cells in the bed because me pulling down on this would probably have triggered it. So I assume that if there's a load cell that's being used for calibration, it must be in that tool head. Yeah, I don't see, I mean, it's hard to tell, but I don't see any like pads for load cells in the bed. What's under the plate? 6,000 miles. That'll be the most expensive free internet of your life. That's pretty cool. Well, looks like I did my pins correctly with your guys' guidance. Calibration's done with plate off. Okay, I'm gonna let it do its thing because it hasn't asked me to do that yet. Like, nothing has said to take the plate off, so let's let it do its thing and see if it ends up saying that. Because if it doesn't, that's an oversight. They definitely should have something on screen to say like remove plate before commencing. I agree. I find watching tool changers incredibly satisfying. Yeah, there should be a failsafe no matter what if the plate's on, where it just errors out and says unable to detect, make sure build plate's off. So, but it seems like it is leveling right now. Or not leveling, but maybe filming. Okay, heating nozzle. Cool. So it is currently heating. I'll show you guys this, but boop. Heating nozzle to 200C. Now it's wiping nozzle. I wish I could show you guys this. Maybe I can. Kind of a miss. Here we go. Here's like, this is cool. I like videos. Obviously. Imagine. I hate videos. It's like, dude, don't you make YouTube videos? Yes, but I hate videos. That's neat. So that's for our little, I mean, I don't see why I need to do this on a brand new machine, but a little wipe down of our nozzle. So if you had, you know, if you're doing this calibration and these were used, a little wipe down of our nozzle. Cool. Cleaning nozzle 1. Clean the nozzle with the provided wire brush. Maintain a clean docking position. Love it. So now it is dropping temperature down to 140. Kind of irritating. You have to remove the, I mean, don't you only have to calibrate it if you swap out like a hot end, other than at the like either if something goes wrong, right, where you're like, okay, like calibration's off, or you swap out the hot end. I couldn't think of why else you would need to. I don't mind. I mean, it's just the flex plate that needs to get pulled off. So I mean, I don't think that that's a big deal. Oh, skip away time. What do you mean by that, Iconic? Starting to grasp why it costs so low. I haven't seen anything that's like Other than the plastic, you know, enclosure on it being, or the plastic housing being kind of cheap. Okay, so now it's basically going through. It'd be nice if you could just skip this. So it's basically heating everything up to temp and then having me wipe it down. Okay, so giveaway is gonna get opened now. I will grab you guys the link. So if you weren't here earlier, and you are new here, because I know there's definitely new people in today, we give away a spool of Polymaker filament every single Wednesday, thanks to Polymaker. So if you're in the US or Canada and you win, you will get a gift card. Everywhere else gets to pick a spool, I believe up to $35 value, if I'm not mistaken, from the Polymaker website. The winner will get an email from me in the next 24 hours with a form, as well as a form as well as a unique code. I would rather know the nozzle is clean by doing it myself. Oh, is that what the comment was about? Like, that you have to clean the nozzle yourself? I mean, these have cleaning pads on them, or like nozzle wipers, right? So they probably could have just relied on that. Yeah, they all have their am I mistaken? Yeah, they all have brushes. So I have a feeling that the reason why they have you clean it yourself is just to make sure if there's nothing that's like crazy built up, that you're the best at inspection. You're the best at inspecting it, you know, versus it trying to guess whether it's been cleaned. But they all do have pads, so clearly it is going to be doing its own wiping throughout this process. Hey, Nico! Got it. Yeah, I didn't realize what you were saying, but I get what your point. It does have nozzle brushes on here, so I mean, I wonder if it'll be interesting to see if with firmware updates and community stuff, if you can have an option where it's like, I don't know, under settings, call it automatic nozzle scrub versus manual for this kind of thing. Yeah, this is definitely just, this is not going to be an every time thing. This is totally a pre-calibration thing for the initial setup. But yeah, in between each print and all that, it's going to be cleaning its nozzles. It's got PTFE nozzle wipers and brush nozzle wipers and parking pads, so it's got a bunch of wiper stuff back there. Ooh, cool, yeah. Polymaker restock sale is going on with 35% off. I think it's site-wide. So if you are needing to pick up some Polymaker filament and you are wanting to support the channel, there is a link in the description, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So now it is a great time to get some filament. And yeah, thank you to everyone that has been using those codes, because it definitely helps. I broke my lens, actually. I broke my primary lens that I use. That's a $700 lens, and I sent it off to a repair facility, and the repairs are $300. So I am actually waiting on a Polymaker payout, which is, I don't sell a ton of filament compared to some other people, but that filament payout is going to cover my snapped lens. So it definitely helps, and I appreciate everyone that uses them. Get yourself some Hedgehog Mix Galaxy Red. There we go. Everything I've seen with the U1 that could use improvements is mostly firmware. Oh, here we go. Remove PEI sheet. All right, y'all. So I'm trying to think here what the best point of view is going to be for you guys. I don't have a high enough top down where I think that that's going to be where we want to be. So I think what I'll likely do is drop you guys down and then bring you guys up towards like nozzle height. Okay, anyways, let's first take this off. Yeah, this reminds me of the SnapMaker J1, their IDEX printer. It's a very similar setup for toolhead offsetting, and that printer was basically like the best IDEX experience I've ever had for a fraction of the cost of the IDEX printers I tested previously. Okay, so let's go next. It says remove PEI before calibration, so as I expected, it does warn you. Where is nozzle? It's gonna be very tricky to show, I think. Okay, I lied. This isn't down is not best. Let's try up. gonna do my best to, there we go. There's basically there's a pad, a conductive pad in that corner that's got a dip, so that way it can probe from like top down as well as left and right. Hey Hasios, the bed is yes. Is the printer noisy? So the only sound, motion-wise, doesn't sound that bad right now. Whatever fan is running is quite loud, and I think, is that the big guy? It's not the big guy. So it must be in electronics? No, it must be the hot end fan. Is it the hot end fan? I think it's the hot end fan. That's a little noisy. It's not awful, like it's not a whiny fan, but it's definitely a little noisy. It's hard to say on motion, but like so far the motion doesn't sound like it's real loud. This is the production model. Hope Micro Modbot. Dude, the last week has been better, and literally last night Aaron said that he just was up screaming for hours and she was miserable this morning. So it's like, I don't know what it is, man. Maybe he just doesn't like, he hates Tuesday mornings or something like that. He's been doing good though, but yeah, literally this last night, or this morning, Aaron told me like, I'm exhausted, I don't feel good, I did not sleep, he was up crying, I couldn't figure it out, so yeah. I appreciate that though, Asios. Hey Ajax, how's it going? Happy hump day. There's those oily fingerprints in the carbon rods, or there's shiny spots? Oily fingers or shiny spots? I see what you're, I think I see what you're seeing, like, kind of like up here, right? Like, I think it's just the reflection, like the light hitting it, my light panel. I don't think it's oily. Everything looks uniform to me here as far as the carbon rod goes. Wait, am I supposed to be doing something? Calibrate? No, it's calibrating. Okay, I'm like, wait. Estimated time remaining 10 minutes. Well, gee whiz, got time for some stories here. Yeah, the fans are definitely not quiet, and I'm also feeling... Okay, so there's a couple things going on here. You guys can't really see it, but there is a set of holes here underneath extruder mount number 3, and there's air coming out of there. There's a fan, like a case fan mounted to it, so that's definitely making sounds, and has a little bit of a whine to it. But I would say for sure, like the higher sounding fan is the hot end fan. Tell us the story of how your YouTube blew up. I mean, I guess it's all perspective, because to me, like, I think the channel's grown a lot and it's big at this point, but I still see other creators where I'm like, man, my channel's so small compared to so-and-so. So I guess it's all perspective, but I mean, I've been making YouTube videos since I was either 19 or 20, and I'm now 33 years old. So it's been probably 13 or 14 years. And it was, if I look at a graph of growth from the beginning until now, it was a very, 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 very slow process for the first 10 years. Maybe not quite 10 years, maybe 9 years, maybe 10 years. And then the main things I changed was I went from not being consistent ever. Literally at the beginning of the channel's life, the first few years, like I would upload daily or weekly, at least weekly, for a long time, and then just fall off the face of the earth for 3 months or 6 months because something in life happened that I felt was more important as a 19-year-old or in my early 20s. And yeah, so maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I know it was when we went to Costa Rica, so it's 2020, it was COVID year, so that's when it happened. I officially changed everything and committed, told myself that I was going to upload a video a week for, I think it was 3 months at the time was my goal. And, but not just like a video a week, right? Like not just like, oh, I'm gonna quickly get a video up. No, like a good video, like a good solid video that I spent time on. And I switched over around that time from freestyling videos to scripting them. I started spending a lot more time on gathering B-roll, as well as sort of constructing, like building sort of my style of explaining things, or like the structure of my videos, which Zombie did a really good analysis on my channel some years ago that I was like, dude, that's spot on. Yeah, I think he basically said that I build my videos like a college essay, and I would, or maybe not even a college, maybe a high school essay, as far as the structure goes. And I would say that, like, when he did it, I think it was in my Discord, and I was like, dude, I was like, you might know my channel better than I do, but like, you're exactly right. So yeah, once I started with that, I did like 3 months of consistent videos and saw like a like pretty good trend at that point. I was like, you know what, I did it for 3 months, let's try to finish off the year. So then I finished off the year, and it's like, okay, let's see if I can go the full next year without missing a video. And I did it the full year. So that was God, like 90 weeks without missing a Saturday video. And it was tough. I had weeks where I was like super sick, but I was like, no, I made a commitment. So yeah, I went a couple of years without missing it. So I would say the biggest things were consistency was absolutely huge. And then finding a balance of content that I found interesting, that I felt like my viewers would also, which is certainly not always the case, because I definitely have videos that tank still, like any other content creator. But yeah, consistency and just finding ways to make the video more enjoyable, more watchable, I suppose, which sounds simple, but it really was a lot of work. I mean, it was like a 10-year journey of doing really similar stuff. I mean, the channel changed a lot, right? Like I went from a 20-year-old kid to a 28-year-old man. But yeah, it's taken a lot of, I mean, I've always worked full time as well. But luckily, like the job I've had for the last 4 years has been the first fully remote job. But before I worked at Matter Hackers for 4 years. That was a fully in-person job, other than a blip of time during COVID stuff. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much no life it, but I love it. Like I enjoy it a lot. So although it is work and it does absolutely stress me out, whether it's like the project I'm working on not working the way I would expect it, or just, you know, like hitting a dead end on the script, or edit not going well, or computer crashing, like I find it so frustrating and stressful at times, but I love it. And when I see it all come together, I'm really proud. And I think that the biggest thing for me that's allowed me to maintain it is having support. Like, not to like sound cheesy, but like it's massive. My parents and my brother are like all super proud of the channel, and like dude, it's so cool what you do, like you're so passionate about this stuff. Erin and me have been together for 10 years, and so she has seen me through all this craziness and knew what she was getting into when she signed up for it. So she's super supportive, which is awesome. Like, I mean, I was downstairs 2 nights ago. I was like, hey, I know it's midnight and you're with the baby, but like, can I read you my intro for my script? How do you think? Like, so there's that. And then all of you guys, I mean, I started making videos because I got really interested in nerdy stuff, and none of my friends from school cared or understood. And I was like, maybe there's other people out there that will like this. And a lot of them were like tutorials and help videos. And I spent so much time in forums and bashing my head into the wall, breaking things because there just wasn't good info. That I was like, I'll start making videos. And yeah, I mean, it just sort of snowballed. It's really the only thing in my life. Like, I've had a lot of hobbies and interests and stuff like that, but YouTube is the only thing that I've been able to, like, hobby, I still call it a hobby, even though it's technically a business or small business or whatever you want to call it. I've been able to stick to for so long, and it's because I love it. I really enjoy it. So yeah. but it's a lot of work. I'm trying to figure out why your videos are so easy to watch. It's hard to find videos where I can watch the whole way through. I appreciate it, Zombie. I mean, the reality is, right, like, there's people that will watch my videos and be like, it's not for me. And I get, you know, I get complaints here and there, like, you talk too fast or whatever. And I'm fine with that, though, like, because as much as I want my videos to be accessible, I know it's impossible to please everyone. And so I try to make videos that, like, I myself would enjoy watching, because I think that's important, right? Like, why would you make a video that you yourself are like, this is a bad video, or I don't enjoy this? So I do talk fast. I get excited, and I don't like watching videos where people explain things very, very slowly. I still try to, even though I'm talking fast, I try to break them down into ways where I feel like someone that might not be super, super techie can still kind of like follow along, or not super familiar with 3D printing, but I just can't. If I go at that slow of a pace, it doesn't feel like me. It's not me. So yeah, I just try to like, I do my best. I take feedback. I do listen to feedback. Doesn't mean I always, you know, apply it, but I do hear feedback, especially if it's constructive. If it's rude, and it still hurts my feelings 14 years later, but I let it go as much as I can in one ear and out the other, you know? So it's hard when life gets busy to stay consistent. Yeah, it is very hard. It is very hard. Yeah, then, I mean, from sickness, and then, you know, we had a baby, and that changed everything. How do we juggle that? How do I juggle that and still have some time for my kiddos? And then now we have 2 babies, and it's like, sheesh. So it's a constant, like, it's a constant sort of analysis and recalibrating what you're doing. Like, I was at one point trying to do multiple streams per week. Now that's not happening. And I had to give myself some grace, because I was really hard on myself for missing some videos. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, no, I'm good with it. So primarily what I do now is like 2 videos, like I'll do like 2 videos back to back. So a Saturday and the next Saturday. Then I'll give myself a week off, and then a video, and then a week off, then 2 videos. So it's like either I do 2 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off, 2 on. It's like kind of alternating, or I do 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. Like, give myself like every 3rd week off. I'm not actually taking that off. I am just allowing myself to not always be like barely making it by the cutoff, and giving myself a little bit of a breather if one night I just want to like watch some TV or hang out with the kiddos and not have to worry about the script that's hanging over my head. So that was a big thing for me, giving myself the occasional Saturday off, which was, after committing to it for so many years, was like, you're doing like, no, bad, but I'm so thankful I did that. So thankful I did that. Were we making progress on it? What is going on here? It said 10 minutes. Oh my God, it's been done. I'm sorry, y'all. I got like, didn't realize. Yeah, so right now for the last 4 years, I work full time at Lightburn. So I do I do a lot of their documentation videos for the software. So if you look on their YouTube channel, I mean, a lot of them are me, and their documentation as well. But yeah, I got hired on with them 4 years ago, and I was doing support for the first like 3 or 4 months, and then they switched me over to videos, and that's what I've been doing since, is all the software videos on their stuff. So I totally got distracted, so sorry everybody. Thank you for the nice comments. Like Glock, I saw a nice comment. I saw someone else say something nice earlier, but it flew by. I got distracted. Alrighty. Device calibration, cool. So it's saying to put the plate back on. I will say too, like, to both Nico and Zombie, and anyone, I guess, that's interested, I am a squirrel. I get distracted very easily. When I'm in the zone, it's awesome. When I'm not in the zone, which is most always, it's difficult. And finding ways to make the workflow easier and stay organized has been instrumental for me being able to stay consistent. Things like using Notion for all of my scripts and organizational stuff, and just little workflow things is huge. So yeah, definitely, you should always be looking at like, what is taking me the longest in the, oh, come on, what's going on here, cable? What's taking me the longest in the process, and is there ways that I can improve on that? I don't use any sort of like outside editors and like that. Like, it's all me. I script, I edit, I shoot, it's all, yeah. I've debated on what is happening. Oh, it's this cable. Okay, it's gonna do a leveling thing, so this is gonna look rough. Okay, so I do have a little, it's not a complaint. It's a complaint. It is tough to see, like, luckily you can look from top down, but you don't have a whole lot of visibility into what's going on from the front because of this bar here, which is really a thing with a lot of Core XY printers. So you also only do this once. I just admit I have more I must admit I would like more feedback on my channel, as I often wonder how the video is perceived. Yeah, I don't really know how exciting it is to just see this. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. A little too close for comfort. Holy crap, it is 121 point leveling? Oh my god. That feels unnecessary. Like, how much of a deviation can you have in a few millimeters distance? I mean, all right, well, back to story time. I'm gonna leave the thing here, so that way someone can yell at me when it's actually done, because I don't know how long we were sitting there waiting for. I think that's why the top cover is completely transparent, so you can still see it. Yeah. I mean, luckily, yeah, that's a big deal actually, because the main point of view is over the top, and luckily this isn't the tallest printer. I mean, I'm also not a short guy, but like, this isn't the tallest printer, so it makes it a bit easier to see over the top. But I would not want a completely like blacked out top cover for this, because that really is where you're looking. I think I did see, because I watched a bit of 24/7's video that came out like either yesterday or the day before. And I know that like one of the complaints was on the frames per second on the camera, and I saw that was improved, but that's probably going to be primarily where I'm monitoring this, even if the frames are slow, just enough to peek in and be like, okay, cool, things haven't fallen over. But yeah, it does, for the sake of like trying to check on things, or for someone that's creating content, make it a bit difficult to gather good shots. I mean, that was a big thing with the X1 Carbon. Like, that camera, although not the best camera in the world, was definitely better than a lot of cameras that came with printers, and it let people create time lapses really easily and share them, which was like free marketing, you know, for the printer. They've significantly shortened the bed leveling time in the latest firmware. Oh, got it. Got it. Okay, so everyone, someone's saying that in the latest firmware it's 11 by 11 now. So that is good to know, because this is nuts. I upgraded my Plus 4 firmware. Now it doesn't give me the option to load Filament. Wants to use a cheaty. Huh, that's interesting. I have the Q2 I've been testing out, which has been solid. We're gonna see more of it in the next little bit here. Like, there will be a full video, and I'm also doing a test, another video that is gonna be using that printer with the cheaty box. But the cheaty box has had some issues, largely due to the compact nature of where the filament tubes are routed inside of the printer. So they're supposed to be sending like risers with the new printers, and I think they're gonna send me a pair. But I'm hoping to put the cheaty box on the Plus 4 at some point here. They did send me the upgrade kit for it, but I haven't updated the Plus 4's firmware in many, many months. I generally don't update the firmware unless I have a really compelling reason to. I've been burned too many times with like an updated firmware that's borked somehow. What step am I on? 35 out of 121, so we're 25%. As a reminder, the giveaway link for a spool of Polymaker filament is open. There's 5 minutes left. I am repeating, 5 minutes left, and then we will do the drawing for that. So the A1 is using, I missed that. But then the cheaper out of the other printers for the camera were horrible. The things are going by so quickly. But then the cheap out on other printers where the camera was horrible. On the Bamboo printers? Yeah, I only use the camera on the Core XY machines. On the A1 and A1 Mini, yeah, I definitely don't remember it being good, and I haven't used it. I think I always have those printers like up here in the studio usually, so I just kind of glance over, while sometimes the Core XY ones are in the garage. I really don't understand. What am I missing? Is port 22 open for SSH? I have no idea. What is the USB port used for on the back of the printer? Do you think a webcam could be hooked up? I don't know what it's for. I kind of doubt that. I mean, so if this thing is actually running Clipper and they do end up open sourcing it like they're saying they're going to do, then I would say anything's possible. I would think that if it's Clipper, why couldn't you just use a USB port for a webcam if that's what you decide to do? But I have no idea. Maybe, I don't know if any of the other testers like Nico has any idea what it might be used for. There's some other ports on here. Like there's a 6-pinner up here and a 4-pin that says add-on next to it. So I don't know. I mean, someone I think has speculated that maybe they'd release like an AMS style system for a tool head, so that way you could do 4 colors with the one and then, you know, the independent for the other. But I have no insider knowledge. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what they're intended for. Do you plan to make and design your own top cover that has a heater and is better than the one they're going to sell? I don't know. I don't know. I might just settle for what they have just for the convenience of it, or once this is out there and there's a 3D model available, then maybe I could see what it would look like to do some sort of extrusion-based top panel for it, which, yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that yet. I don't know that I would do a heater. I'm not sure that I would do a heater with this. Yeah, TBD, I suppose. The A1 is using ESP32. That's probably why the camera is so bad. No video encoder. Ah, that makes sense. This printer should have an option update firmware when connected on the internet. Yes, I just don't know. I don't know if the firmware, like, I don't know if this printer has access to the same firmwares that everyone else has been running on theirs, or whether like it's something that needs to be side loaded right now via flash drive. I'm not sure, or if it's over the air. Really don't understand the hate on the hardware for the price point for tool changer and time it's finding this. I haven't seen a ton of hate. Haven't. How do y'all get anything done with Orca Slicer? The UI is absolute trash. I love Orca Slicer and the UI, Andrew. What is your go? Are you using Cura then? Because to me, so like, my favorite Slicer UI ever prior to Orca was Cura. I used Cura forever, and then I thought like Slick 3R and Prusa Slicer was like the most archaic looking piece of software ever. And I still think Prusa Slicer is not the prettiest. I think it's probably the least pretty, in my opinion, piece of software. To me, Orca Slicer feels like a good blend between Prusa Slicer and almost like a Cura. I love Orca Slicer, so I don't know. I don't mind the UI at all. I guess there's a few things here and there that could be improved on, but yeah, I largely don't mind it. There's only 2 reasons I didn't go for the U1. First, the top is not included and is very expensive for what it is. Yeah, it's like $150 or $180, right? Second, the carbon rods require constant cleaning on the X1 carbon when printing ABS. It's weird that like, so I had a pre-Kickstarter X1 carbon and it didn't fail. It had some really bizarre artifacting that started maybe a year and some change into having it, and we tried troubleshooting it, they couldn't figure it out, so they swapped it. And on the new one, this one, which is not new, like I had this for 2.5 years, roughly, maybe. I haven't cleaned the rods on it in like well over a year. Like, it's definitely been well over a year. Granted, I'm not like, it depends, I guess it depends on how often and consistently you're putting ABS on it, because I have now like the P1S in the garage, the Plus 4 and the Q2 now, but like, and the H2D. Like, I have a few other machines that I sort of like stagger ABS and ASA printing on. But you're not the only one. Like, I know somebody else that canceled their pre-order or Kickstarter back on this because they were really hoping that they were going to be switching to hardened or like just smooth rods, not carbon rods, and didn't, because they had issues with the X1 carbon. They said due to the climate where they lived and the carbon rods. So What step is he on? How far behind am I? Holy crap, I'm way behind. Oh my god. I'm way behind. I'm not gonna be able to catch up. Dan, you think you're getting a Micron kit from LDO? I'm having a blast building mine. Yes, I got confirmation that I'm getting a Micron Plus kit. Yeah, so it's happening. Build is absolutely happening. We'll probably start building it in like 4 weeks. Yep. I'm hoping, GPs, because of you, that once we build it and I do my video on it, we'll end up Mad Maxing it. That's the game plan. I stopped using the +4 screen because of the offset consistency. I was going to see. Interesting. Oh yeah, the Z offset blows. I mean, I've printed a ton of stuff on it and I get really clean prints, but the Z offset is just, it's not good. It's really not good, especially if you're printing with lots of different filaments and things like ABS and then swapping back to PLA. So far, the Q2 is miles better when it comes to the first layer. Okay, I'm gonna try to just jump down. Everyone that I missed, I apologize, but I'm way behind in chat. I didn't realize that. Need a 3D print an excavator build? That would be fun. I've been printing cell changer and micron parts with P1S without cleaning in over 6 months now. Yeah, I've neglected mine pretty heavily too. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Ajax is printing heavier amounts of it or something like that. All the hydraulics. Q2 feels like a hidden gem. Yeah, they launched it at a kind of a weird time with all the other companies, like with this coming out and other companies mentioning stuff. I'm not sure that I love the +4. They're supposed to send a revised version of it soon-ish. It's really loud, mine. I think that's probably going to be my biggest complaint. It's really loud when it loads and unloads filament. And mine's had a little bit, some inconsistencies, I suppose. So we'll see. But the Q2 itself, like just as a base printer, so far has been just really solid. Okay, we're literally at 109 out of 121, so 2 minutes left. Where are we? Okay, we're already beyond time. So if you have not entered the Polymaker giveaway, this is your 60-second warning to click on the link in chat that's pinned at the top, and then I'm gonna remove it. So 60 seconds. Something clicking. Huh. Is it the song? Yeah, because there's nothing clicking. Like, I can't hear anything clicking in here that we're picking up. I'll change the song. Or I can, let me go back in the song. Oh, the song's over. Okay, we're over it. Oh, are we almost at 200 likes? If you have not hit the like button, where do we at likewise? Where's the likes at? Yeah, they changed the back end for streams now, and I don't seem to be able to see likes. I see concurrent viewers, chat rate, viewer, let's see, viewer activity. This is probably where it's at. Nope, that looks like, okay, this shows like gifted memberships and donations, stream health. That is so lame. Why don't I, here we go, got it. Okay, yeah, we're at 184 likes. Can we hit 200 likes in the next 60 seconds? Okay, calibration's done. All right, I'm removing the link from chat, and then anyone that's actively filling out, I'm giving you another 60 seconds, and then we'll do the draw. So we're gonna remove the message, unpin the message. We're at 192. Okay, it's doing input shaping. I don't know, you probably won't be able to see it. I'm also going really slow. Can you see it shake? No, probably not. It's already beyond the like first ones where you can see it, but it is doing input shaping. Getting loud. Hey Raj. I like the chill music better. I like the chill music better at the beginning of the stream, but then it feels a little bit too, like it lets me ease into it, and then it gets a little bit too slow later on. Okay, I am going to call it as far as the giveaway goes. So let me download everyone. We got 138 entries. $139. Someone just snuck in. Dang. I don't know who you are, but you, like, I mean, we're talking such a short window. So how can I do this? Can I sort? There we go. insert one column. Sort. Okay. Let me make sure everyone's here. So this has 136 entries. How many did I say there were? No. Okay, I gotta download the file really quick. For some reason, every time it doesn't include everybody's names. And I don't want anyone to not be able to enter, or like not be entered in. That filled out everything. It was asking me to log into my Google account. Got it. That's interesting. I mean, it is a Google form, but I wouldn't think that that would be a requirement if you enter your email, but... Okay, bear with me. I have to do one last thing here. Okay, I think I should have everybody now. I said 139? Yeah, 139. Awesome. Okay. All right. Wait, what just happened? Oh, you know what? I bet you that's because I switched monitors. That's why you guys can't see now my monitor. Let's see. If I go to this. There we go. Can you guys see it now? Whoa, that's really zoomed in. You know what? That makes sense. I went from a 1080p monitor to a 4K monitor up here. So let's link, lock, enable, preview, window, project. Oh, set color, rename, remove, show transformation. Okay, I might just have to manually do this really quickly, and you guys might just have to. Oh, that didn't do it. Properties. Force SDR. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to just probably like click and drag this guy, so bear with. Whee! Okay. Here we go. Awesome. All right, so massive thank you to Polymaker for letting us do these giveaways. They've been an awesome supporter of the channel and lots of channels and lots of projects for many, many years. So really appreciative that they let us give away a spool globally every single week. It's freaking sweet. So thank you to them. If you, and the top is not a heater, just filter and fan. Yeah. If you are looking to pick up some filament, they have a big sale going on, and there is a link in the description that a portion of your purchase will support the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, so it is certainly not required, but always appreciated. On that note, how many times are we shuffling today? We got 139 entries. I have no specific things I can think of. How many days is it till Halloween? Maybe that's how many times we should shuffle today. Maurice says 7. Lisa says 42. Yeah, 22, 7, 42, 22. Okay, 2 7s. Ooh, 96. That's a big number. If you swap those numbers around, you get... All right, 2 42s. Yeah, 4 tool heads. That's a good point. All right, we're gonna do 42. I don't really want to do 42, but we're gonna do it today. Here we go, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. All right. Here we go. Good luck to everybody. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lucas Reese? I think it's how you say it. I don't know if it's Reese or Reese, but Lucas, you are our winner for today. Hold on, let me get a little cheer action. Congratulations, Lucas. I think you might be a first-time winner. So be on the lookout for an email from me. It does come from my personal email because I still have not found it. I still have not made it an email for the channel. So if you see a weird email, it's from me. But be on the lookout. And in the next 24 hours, I will get you the form and your code so you can pick up your either gift card or spool of filament depending on where you are. Thank you once again to Polymaker and everyone for entering in. We'll do the same thing next week. around the same time at the same place. So, all right, let's get right back into it. We're getting towards the 3-hour mark, and I'd really like to lay down some filament. So, let's see what we got. We got calibration complete. There we go. Boop. There he is. There's Lucas. Yeah, congrats. Okay, next the filament loading procedure will be completed in approximately 5 minutes. Rad. Let's do that. We want filament. We're just gonna use SnapMaker's filament for this. If you guys are, yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm good with that for just this. So really quickly gonna stabby these. Should have probably done that. Leave the poison on the table. Jack is like, I feel like Jack wouldn't eat the poison, but he has. I'm like, yeah, he's a little man now, you know, like a little adult too. But then like every once in a while, I'm like, oh, he licked the shopping cart. All right, he's still two, or like it's just something, or I'm like, that is gross. So I will not leave the poison on the ground with the plastic. These don't have RFID, right? I mean, they're just cardboard unless there's something behind the sticker. I don't think these are RFID. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there's a little like plastic thing here, or not plastic, but like a little cutout. It's possible. Oops, it could be, but I don't think it is. I wonder how many people cut the bag on top. You gotta do the stabby. After 10 years of printing, it still hasn't gotten old to me. Okay, so let's try to go through this together. I imagine, like, I'm not sure if it's a requirement to cut it at a 45-degree angle or whatever, but I tend to try to still because I think it's just easier on a printer. Side view. There we go. Okay, so let's start through this process. There we go. Are we manual focusing? Is that why? Yeah. There we go. Okay, start. Install spool as shown and attempt feeding. Insert filament into the feeder indicator, light confirming proper seating. The system will advance the filament to the designated position. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's, I guess, like my now. Automatic loading will finish upon great. Cool. So wait, are we just supposed to? Okay, so I guess we just do the thing. I still do the diagonal cut. Yeah, it's a little bit me too. I've noticed that on like some of the AMS type systems, it doesn't seem to be necessary anymore, but old habits die hard, I guess. And it also, like, I don't know, I don't see, it doesn't hurt anything to cut it at that angle. I haven't at least ran into any issues where it's like, no, not the 45-degree. All right, so let's throw this. This is our black spool. All right, it's been grabbed by the claw. Going into the hole. I see there's a little light indicator thing. Sick. It's feeding. Love it. Love it. Let's just get going with, just do them all at once. Well, that was painless. Next we got the white one. All right. Shove it in. Oh, there we go. It's doing the feeding thing. Looking good. Feeling good. RFID spool just makes me think of DRM spools eventually, and them eventually going the way of us. I mean, I could see your speculation, but I mean, Bamboo's had RFID forever, and that hasn't been the way or the case. Not that they couldn't change their mind and do that, I suppose, but I'm not against RFID spools. I'm not against RFID spools, and the reason why I'm not is I do think for, like, you know, again, lowering that barrier of entry, someone getting a spool might be like, you know, getting in the 3D printer might be like, oh, what's PLA? I don't understand. And not that they shouldn't learn that, but if, you know, for some people that like are just buying a 3D printer to make like knickknacks and doodads or stuff around the house, they might not care, and they don't need to care at the beginning. And so I don't see anything wrong with it, like automatically detecting it and applying the best settings. Bamboo printers do not have RFID. Got it. I'm talking about, my bad. I'm talking about the AMS. Those have RFID readers. But yes, you're right. It does not have it in the actual in the actual printer's body itself. You are correct. But yeah, I don't have any issue with RFID for the sake of... Okay, this one didn't load well. It gave me a red light. It's also because I didn't cut off the... It's my fault. I didn't cut off the piece that's been bent in a weird direction on the spool. Okay. Now we're loading. They gave me an error code actually from the brief moment that I had an issue with that one. Just says check if the filament corresponding to LED 4 filament feeder is tangled. Hold on, I'm trying to get you guys in focus. You guys can't see that. Damn, that's some small text. There we go. Retry after troubleshooting. Cool, we're good. So, start. Nice. Official filament auto recognition after preloading. Oh, so it does have RFID. If it has auto recognition, it's got to. Got it. Yeah, there we go. So, filament, SnapMaker, color. Yeah, so you don't have the ability to edit on those. It would have been kind of cool to see what the editing window looks like, but I'll play around with that later. Okay, sweet. We're gonna print. Your printer's ready. Let's print your first model. Well, it looks like not a lot of options. Slim pickings here, so we'll go with you. Here displays the preset. Oh, so this is just explanation. So there's the preset. Here displays the actual filament load in the corresponding tool hood. Okay. Sick. So I auto paired it. This is a 2-hour print. I guess we're just rolling with it then. Dynamic flow calibration. How long is this going to take? I don't care about time lapses right now, I suppose. Definitely not doing leveling again. I don't know how long dynamic flow calibration takes. I know that I feel like I remember hearing it took a really long time. So did we do it or did we not do it? I'm just concerned that if I hit dynamic flow calibration and it's like a 20 or 30 minute process, that I gotta do it. Nope, I gotta full send, just print. Nope, skip. Okay. It's 3 to 5 minutes per head. No, we're not doing that right now. So we'll have to take that into consideration. But since it is their filament, hopefully there's some sort of, I don't know. Pressure advancer. Is it for pressure advance? Is that what that was for? Or dynamic flow? Probably gonna set you guys up above for this because yeah, from the down view, you guys are just gonna be looking at like super thin layers. I might end up putting you guys up a little bit higher on stilts if I need to. So it looks like it's just quickly grabbing and parking all the tool heads. There is no flow calibration. Oh, got it. It's pressure advance. Got it. If that's the case, I would think that they probably would have PA values set for their materials. It's more about watching the tool swap. Yes, it is weirdly satisfying. Okay, it's feeding filament, it sounds like, which sounds like it's an interesting sound. The feeder almost sounds like a little rodent. I'll have to try to get that audio, like the sound of that, but it's like an interesting sound. Always run it on the A1, but then I don't have 130 people watching. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I will probably, depending on how long it ends up taking in the future, probably end up running it. Oh man, I gotta get you guys up a little higher. See if I can do it like this. Like if I close the tripod a little bit, it becomes increasingly more sketchy for my camera. That's probably fine though. I feel like that's a decent enough shot. Now I just have to make sure that nothing or nobody comes in here and hits my camera. That's a little sketchy. Hey, Martin. Ah. No worries, man. I mean, I always say, like, streams are long and they're on Wednesdays, and depending on where you are in the world, it could be in the middle of your workday. So yeah, I get it. I mean, I'm thankful for everyone that is able to come and hang out, but also realize that not everyone can, and that's totally fine. Can you just leave stream running while it prints? No, I don't want to do that. If I had a more like closed off spot, but I'm gonna be up here editing and stuff, and my kiddo's gonna be coming up and down. I'm not gonna leave it running, especially because it's a few hours. We'll let it do some swapping, and then I'll probably end up calling it, and then I can yeah. So okay, so it's loading the filaments right now. It's like a real squeaky sound. I'd be interested to see the time difference of this print compared to an AMS style system. Print a tripod extension. I have other tripods. That's why I haven't really addressed it. And it's usually like, depending on what we're printing, it's not always an issue, but I've got a big tripod here that can get like 7 feet tall. I have one in the garage that can get like 7 feet tall. This one only gets like, it's about my height, so maybe right at 6 feet tall. Yeah. It wouldn't be a horrible idea to print some extensions for this guy though, because honestly, like, it doesn't need a whole lot. Usually it's always just like a filament, because I've put it up on filament spools before, so usually it's no more than whatever that width is. Like 4 inches is like the max I need. I wanted to watch your stream, but it was during my workday, so I retired. Oh gosh, that's commitment. I appreciate it, Rev. I always say I'm not going to watch the print long, just until it gets going. I know it's not going to fail. Then it is 4 hours later. Yeah, I don't, it doesn't happen to me quite as much anymore. I'm still like, I know that 3D printers are way more reliable now. But like, it was always sort of the golden rule of don't walk away from your printer until the first layer has been laid down, because that's, you know, that layer is everything when it comes to the likelihood of your print failing or not failing. And I still, to an extent, stand by that rule. Oh, that's a curly piece of filament. We'll see if that works. I guess I didn't cut the full amount off that one either. But yeah, that's still something that I kind of do, is like watch the first layer go down. Even though I'm sure a lot of people don't, it's probably not fully necessary anymore. I still just like to do it. What's it doing right now? It's just loading filament. I think it's priming the it seems like it's priming the hot ends. Did it poop on the other ones? I can't tell. Okay, yeah, so it's pooping. I'm an adult. Sorry, that was not a very smooth drop, was it? Can you guys see this? Yeah. So if you look at the very back, see those little poops? So it's doing another one? Auto filament loading. So yeah, it's getting each tool head up to temp and basically purging filament, so that way that they are ready to rock and roll once this starts printing. That is what's happening. I'm not sure if it's having an issue with the red one or if it's purging. I really can't tell yet. But the red one I saw, where I cut the filament. Well, that's a horrible camera shot. Jeez, sorry. Where I cut the filament, maybe right about there so you guys can see both. I probably didn't cut enough of it because it has a weird bend in it still from where it was wrapped around the spool for shipping. So I'm hoping it's not going to be an issue, but it seems like it's taking longer than the rest of them. It looks like it's feeding. Maybe. Maybe not. The extruder seems like it's spinning a lot. Oh, this is moving. It might be doing a thing. It's weird though, because it feels like it's doing like a PA type thing, which I said no to. Now it's cooling it down. I'm not convinced that worked. Or no, it's still feeding more filament. Interesting. Well, we're gonna let it do its thing for a few minutes here. Hey, what's up, Mario? Oh, there we go. Okay, it did work. It did work. So now it should be pooping the final slot. Yeah, it's loading. You guys can't see it, but it's loading. It's pushing the yellow filament all the way into the hot end now. SnapMaker is working closely with Software to get their patches merged into mainline Orca. That makes me so happy, Wild. I don't hate using forked and skinned versions of Orca Slicer. I'd rather that than like some homebrewed slicer that they make their own, but I also don't love it. It's annoying having to manage so many different pieces of software, as well as them being on different versions that are never up to date. So Backer 3311, nice. I can't remember what my number was. I think it was double digits. I couldn't sleep well. It was when I was sleeping on an air mattress up here when we had family over, and we were in like the final stage of the pregnancy with Landon. And so I just was like, oh, I'm not gonna sleep anyway. So I set my alarm, and I think I was up like 20 minutes before it launched and was just waiting. Currently, Orca Beta does have U1 profiles, but not the network stuff. Got it. Yeah, so far things have been pretty smooth, Mario. Setup will take a while though. I mean, it's not hard. There's a lot of tape. There's a lot of screws for the shipping. A lot of I mean, this was 16 screws up here to install for the like cable attachment points. And then the calibration takes quite a while, at least this initial calibration, but it did like 121 mesh, which took quite a while. But someone said that in the latest firmware version, it does on an 11 by 11. So things like that will be improved. But really, like, I haven't seen anything that's like, oh no, not that, or big red flag. Like, it seems fine so far. Managed to get 789 once I got the app to respond. I think I was able to get in like right before the massive influx of people, because I remember seeing everyone saying like, oh, the app is going so slow, and I'm pretty sure when I checked out it kind of freaked out on me a little bit. Backer 1000, nice. I'm backer in the 20,000s, nice. I was able to snag an early October pledge. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty, I mean, I haven't been a part of like, I've only purchased like digital files and stuff on Kickstarter, so I haven't been a part of like a massive Kickstarter campaign, and I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. Okay, so I think we're now officially printing, it looks like. Or maybe not, maybe we're doing something else. So it looks like temperature's showing that it's dropping. I hesitated long enough, but I missed the early bird. It's no big deal. I mean, like, yeah, of course, like, it's kind of, I think, human nature to want to get the thing as quick as possible, especially when you're excited about it. I know that I'm guilty of that as well, but who knows? I mean, the longer, like, who knows? Maybe there'll be a nice firmware patch that comes out that the super early bird people don't end up getting right away, you know, that you'll get. So that'll be cool. It also gives you time to plan out projects. Kickstarter I have ever done. Oh, dude. I really wanted the Eufy Make. I don't often reach out to manufacturers anymore for like review stuff on YouTube, because it's too much of a backlog of videos I'm working on, and like there's usually so many emails coming in that I have to turn companies down because I'm like, I don't have bandwidth. But Eufy Make was one of the few where I was like, this looks awesome. I just wasn't entirely sure, because it was a Kickstarter. And I think, isn't Eufy Make the same company that's behind Anchor, like Anchor Make? I had my reservations, but it's one I think looks awesome. I'm curious about like ink prices long term, maintenance, as well as just how it holds up, but it looks freaking cool. It looks so cool. It is starting, what is it doing? Yeah, it's heating up to temp, so we're starting to print. I will. I'm gonna get spools, guys. Let me put you on spools. That way you guys have a better view. Let's see. Filament makes fantastic spools, or makes fantastic risers. Hold on. It's a little bit tricky because I gotta balance it. Ah! Okay, hold on, y'all. A little bit awkward. Okay, you guys are officially higher up. You've gained about, I don't know, a few inches. There you go. Sorry about that. Okay, first layer is going down. There's a tiny little string, but the first layer gap looks pretty good from what I'm seeing. I'm really curious to see, like, once it's cranking along, you know, like once it starts swapping and we're not on the first layer, because first layer is always like slow and steady. Can this be hardwired to Cat5 direct networking? I don't see an Ethernet port, so I'm going to say no to that. There's a USB port, so I don't know if there's like Ethernet to USB that can maybe be added with Clipper. I don't know if there's an Ethernet port hidden somewhere on the board. I doubt it. I doubt they would have just used an off-the-shelf board. They probably made something. They have to have manufactured a custom board for this. So I don't know. Maybe it's something you can add in the future since it's running Clipper, but USB dongle, yes. They said they will. Oh, sick. They will support USB adapters. Nice. Prime Tower, not yet, but I assume there will be a Prime Tower. Or there's not one yet. Nice. So we'll see once it's done with this layer. Yeah, here it goes. Wait. I'm not sure what it's doing. It looks like it drew a line. And it looks like it's cooling down. Okay, this one shows 220, so it's already at temp. So it looks like it's doing... Yeah, here's the tower. Okay, tower's coming with this one. What size is this plate? I don't know. I mean, I would assume it says on the product, you know, like the product page, what the build volume is. It's definitely a custom plate. Like the front, not so much. It's just basically got a little lip for it, but the back has a bunch of cutouts, similar to like what's on the Bamboo printers, but just the Bamboos have just a single one. And then it's got notches with that are used along with like 2 alignment pins, so that way you don't have to try to carefully position it. It just basically slides in till it backs up into the pins, and then it's, you know, it's in the right spot. Okay, 270 by 270 by 270. It definitely looks, yeah, the front to me doesn't look custom, but the back of it is definitely not like standard. So I'm curious to see, like right now it is purging, but I'm wondering if this is still just, like, I can't imagine it's going to do this every time it changes. This must be like a first swap thing. Print volume's labeled at the front of the bed. So it is. So it is. Yeah, I'm really... Bed level 7x7, sped up to 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Nice. That's way nicer. There might be dust. I did not clean the plate. I mentioned that if I went downstairs, my son would not want me to go back upstairs. So I just said I'm gonna just gonna go for it. But yeah, the plate does need to be cleaned. Yeah, I'm curious to see once it gets going, sort of how it ramps up. Starting to get a little bit faster. Yeah, it seems like on the first or second layer, like the first time the tool head's used, it purges more filament and then sort of like pauses for a bit. I don't exactly know why. I'm sure that's something that can be improved. I wonder if purge tower and center would speed it up. The only thing I could see with that is sometimes, depending on the filament, the purge tower is sort of string, and I think having the distance away from it, it makes it less likely for those strings to like still be there when it hits the model. But maybe. I mean, I don't see, it's too early to say, but I don't see any strings going on this. So it's definitely printing pretty quickly now that we're on, I don't know if this is the second or third layer, but it's definitely ramping up speed. Okay, so now it's doing, so it does 2 layers at a time, which is pretty standard. I heard that one of the weak points is the built-in camera frame rate. Other than that, the printer seems wonderful. Yeah, I've also heard that the camera frame rate is lacking. Someone pointed out though that there is a USB port on here if you could add things onto it. So I wonder if you wanted to, if you could add a higher frame rate camera, or if it's just like, if it's a bandwidth issue for the machine. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely, it's going much faster now. I mean, the thing, it's not instant, but it's getting pretty close to instant with the time really just going to the purging, or the little prime tower. So parking, moving, grabbing, and it sits for like a split second. Bandwidth no, but potentially CPU processing overhead. Got it. So it's not a streaming thing you're saying. AI detection stuff, they're prioritizing the compute for... Wait, does this have any sort of like failure detection stuff? I always turn that off pretty much. It hasn't proven reliable to me, and I would rather not have false triggers. Like, I'd rather have a more reliable machine that doesn't need it. But I don't dislike the idea of it if it can be good. My experience generally has been that it's not not good. Prime Tower is big. I mean, it's 3 colors, right? So it's purging 3 colors per block segment. Shouldn't the front fan be spinning? Front fan is spinning. Yeah, front fan is totally spinning. It might not look like it in the camera, but it is. It can be disabled. They said it will come later in the firmware update. He had no control of the size. It was a pre-sliced file. Stop noise cancellation? I can do that. Let's see. I think Jackson's trying to come up. Where in the world is my microphone? Here we go. Okay, filters, noise suppression. Okay, noise suppression is officially off. So I'm standing 1 foot away from the back left corner. You want me to stop the music? Oh, got it, because I guess that's a, I could see how that would make it difficult. Okay, music's off. The main noise is the fan. That's the consistent thing, for sure. There's definitely some sound when it's doing the parking. Like, I don't know if it's the pins or the magnets engaging with each other. That makes some noise. And then as it ramps up the acceleration, you can kind of hear that, like I don't know. Yeah, it's like, it's one of those things though, right, where loud means different things to different people. So, you know, for some, they might see this and be like, oh, that's loud. Like, especially if you're, like, I know that when I had people that were used to, like, the Prusa in silent mode or whatever, I'm like, yeah, everything is screaming loud compared to, you know, silent drivers running in stealth chop with, you know, those speeds. So it just depends on what you think is noisy or loud. Like, I certainly couldn't, I couldn't record videos next to it. Like, not, I wouldn't feel good about recording videos next to it or voiceovers. But that's, you know, I'm working with audio, so that's, but if you're just, you know, if you're thinking about having it in the corner of the office and a little bit of fan and some robot occasional sound coming off of it isn't going to bug you, it's not that bad, no. Yeah, I'm going to turn the filter back on just so I don't forget. So filter back on, and then music as well. Okay. So yeah, we'll probably let it run for like another, I'd say 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna call it. I'm getting incredibly hungry. I had a small bowl of frosted shredded mini wheats at 8 a.m. and so it has been 7 hours and 15 minutes since I've had that bowl of mini wheats, and I gotta say that they've been doing a lot of heavy lifting, and they're starting to fail. Let's see. Oops. Why are we doing this? There we go. Let's see. It's not quieter than my K2 Plus, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, if it was fully enclosed, it would help a lot. The K2 Plus is fully enclosed. Is it the part fan, the bed fan on the side nozzle, the Noctua fan? I think that the loudest fan is... It's hard to say. I'd have to turn off the part cooling fan and then start it again to see. Hot end fan and part cooling fan might be fairly even, but I think that the hot end fan might be a little bit louder. It's smaller, which makes it a little bit whinier. I can definitely hear this fan on the side here, which I think this is just like a case fan, controller fan to get air out of it. But it reminds me, I don't know what's like saying. Like, it reminds me just like a desktop exhaust, like fan on the desktop. I mean, if you didn't have a Noctua fan. So it's making some sounds, but it's really not bad, this one. I think it's really these ones up here that are the main. Oh, actually also it probably is running the, okay, so it's also running the auxiliary fan. So maybe it's the auxiliary fan. I don't know, guys. I'll have to, when a print's not running, I'll have to like enable and disable things and engage it based off that. It's way too difficult to know. Yeah, sounds great, nice. It's got to be really late, I would imagine, where you're at. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you were able to, because I know that you were the one specifically that said, no, wait for the unboxing for stream. I want to see it. So I'm glad you were able to make it. Hopefully it answered some questions, and yeah, hopefully you're excited to get yours. I'm looking forward to just doing printing. I'm looking forward to printing things and seeing how they turn out. So I will do a lot more testing, and eventually I'll do a full video on this, but it's going to be some time. I really just want to kind of enjoy using it for a bit and see how it all goes. But have a wonderful night. Nice. Thanks as always for all your support, man. How does Bamboo make the motors so quiet again? They use different types of drivers. Yeah, they it's a custom driver that they make, which I think that their background from DJI is a big part of like what is like the knowledge needed to be able to do something like that. If it had linear rails instead of carbon rods, I would have likely have backed this one too. I can't remember, Ajax. I know when I saw you at when I saw you at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest, did you say you were from Colorado? I feel for some reason I have like a memory of you saying that you were local, like local-ish to that. I'm just trying to get a gauge for like where you're at, like when it comes to like thermals and stuff. Just curious. I mean, I did mention though that the first printer I had some weird issues, the X1 carbon, and it's possible it was due to ABS buildup on the carbon rods. There are crazy designs already out there for the lid and dryers. Oh, no kidding. And that's without the step files, right? I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought I remembered you saying that like this was super close. It was super close to that event. Okay, so you're definitely not in like a hot or humid area. You're in, I don't know what I'd consider Denver, or I don't know what I would consider, I guess it's not Denver, but the weather there, like, I mean, certainly cold winters, but are you keeping, is the printer, your X1 carbon, or in the house, or is it something that's living in the garage? Gotta drop out, I will be coming home shortly, but thanks for the stream. Yeah, absolutely, it was great to see the whole setup. Thank you so much for hanging out, Candyman. Have a wonderful night. Hey, BBs! Family is doing well. Landon had a really rough night last night, which meant Aaron had a really rough night last night. But if you had asked me, like, or you didn't ask me, you said, hope family's doing well. Any night in the last week, other than last night, was a pretty solid night, by comparison's sake. Apartment living, I have 6 X1 carbons, but I bought a house and moved. Oh, dude, congratulations. I will, let's do some, there we go. That's massive. Congratulations on the house, man. More room for printers and activities. That's super cool. I wonder if when mixing material types that don't bond well to each other, Slicer will create a smart prime tower that doesn't fall apart due to a lack of layer adhesion. That's interesting. That's an interesting like thing to think about, because I know that in a slicer, I haven't played around with it much, but I know that in a slicer they have like a thing you can add for interlocking, where I think it basically almost weaves the materials together, so that way it's a mechanical bond as well as not really a chemical. I mean, it's all like it's not just a layers on layers. Like you actually have sort of like loops or hooks. But I didn't think about the prime tower and what that looks like for that. I imagine it's not going to be applying that same setting to the prime tower, so with a 880 square, oh dude, that is awesome. that is the dungeon or the cave, man. That's super cool. Is it I would assume it's insulated, right? I don't really know. I've never been in a basement. I grew up watching a lot of that 70s show, and a basement always seemed very rad, but I don't know what they're like normally, like whether they're finished or normally are insulated or have any sort of like central AC, or what that whole setup's like. You can set the outside wall of the prime tower to be a specific extruder. Oh, that's cool. Nice. It'll help keep it stable. That is awesome. PTG on PLA would also be great. Yes. Yes. But I wonder how the tower will work then. It is unfinished, no drywall, but insulated and air. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, adding drywall is relatively minor compared to everything else, so that's super cool. I'm very jealous about air conditioned as well. As someone that's been streaming in the garage, and it's been like 90 to 95 for the last 3 months, AC, or at least, you know, thermally controlled is everything. Fluid UI is open for you right now. You can try accessing it to check more info. Oh, interesting. On the I wonder, can you get the IP from the machine? I wonder if I can just, let's see. See if I can just grab the IP really quick. iPad, iPhone, Mac, Ring, U1. There we go. Okay, so Do we need a port? Do we know if we need a port? 192.168.105. Hey, there she is. All right. Cool. That's a crazy looking. It's a crazy looking temperature graph. Just because of all the different tool heads. Pressure advanced values. That is a lot of macros. That is a lot of macros. Okay, so 20K acceleration is what it's locked to, or what the cap is in the firmware. TMC 2240s for our ABs, and for our Z it's 2209s. Temperature sensor, cavity. Oh, is there a, maybe I didn't see that. It sounds like there's a sensor in the, like a chamber sensor maybe. Generic cavity. Purifier. Bed mesh. There's our 11 by 11. There's our 11 by 11. So I'm not going to update anything back here for now. I'm going to just, I want to run this the way that they intended. I'll update firmware as they're official, but you know, for those that want to, it sure as hell looks wide open to me. So it's got screw tilt, auto screw tilt. Oh, cool. Neat. Okay. So this is, if you, this is not for manual, I mean, this is not for automatic leveling. This is for manual leveling because the bed has like 4 adjustment points. You can do the whole thing where it uses the nozzle probe or sensor to bounce over that point, and it can tell you how to adjust each of them so that way they're as level as possible. So that's pretty cool. G-code arcs, auto bed mesh calibrate, G-code shake Z. That must be the same sort of weird thing that the Bamboo does, which I don't really fully understand why it does that. When it homes, they do that whole wiggle thing. I don't exactly know what that does. Does anyone know? I mean, there's got to be a reason. Bed mesh profile. Hey, hon. Too bad they aren't 5160s. What do you mean had to go away? Oh, you're saying you went away and came back and I'm still streaming? Yeah, it's been a long stream today. 3.5 hours, which is like about an hour and a half longer than I expected, but it took a lot longer to get it all together, and I wanted to make sure that we got through everything I wanted to get through, which we did. Unboxing, take a look at things, go through the setup process, and fire up a print, so. Filament motion sensor. There's a lot of stuff, guys. Like, this is a very long, we're talking 1,200 lines of config. It's because you're not in the garage. Maybe that is it, Cully. You know, like I'm not so in a rush to be like, all right, guys, we gotta go. It's time. Because inside here, like, it's not hot. There's not dust flying around affecting my allergies. I don't have to worry about a big old spider running over my foot. Like, it's definitely some perks of streaming inside. From the Netherlands, have a great day. It's almost midnight here. Thank you for live stream. Take care of yourself. Hey, thank you so much, Hank, for hanging out. And yeah, I appreciate it. Have a wonderful night. I think the Z-Shake on Bamboo is because the touch sensor is some cheap piece on the bed instead of the load cell in the head. I don't know if that's true. I've seen a handful of other printers do that too now, unless they're all just doing the same thing. It's a very solid printer from what I've seen. It doesn't fit my use case, but for many it will, and this will be a popular printer for folks. Yeah, absolutely. Out of curiosity, what is the main thing that you said you're doing a lot of ABS printing, Ajax, and I anticipated most of your printing a little bit what's the word? Like I just for some reason assumed it was mostly like a lot of hue forges, which I wouldn't think you're doing ABS. Not that you couldn't. And then like the TD sensors. When you I don't know if you're still selling the same ones or if you've 100% transitioned over to like BQ manufacturing them, but maybe you're doing ABS housings for those. But yeah, you said you were doing a lot of ABS printing, so I'm just curious, like. I lost everything I ever printed in a moving truck and said, oh, I got it. So you just print in ABS because you don't have to worry at all about thermals in some sort of silly situation. Like I always tell people, not tell people, but like I've heard of a few people that have done props for cosplays and stuff like that took a ton of time to build. And then they went to the convention and like left it in the trunk for some hours and it melted it. So for stuff like that, even though you don't need it to be in ABS, it makes sense to me. But I get it. That would probably have broken my heart a bit if I lost all the prints I've ever done. So, yep, got it. Got it. That's cool. Could see how bad the bed mesh is. I hope the production units fix the bed mesh. Oh, do you want to see how bad you're saying how bad the bed mesh is? I mean, to be fair, the X1 carbons and stuff from the X1 Plus guys, when they looked at the bed mesh, it was pretty bad. And it's still like, I mean, it's been such a reliable printer for me. Let's see. How do you see? I actually am not super familiar with Fluid compared to. So it's not G-code preview, it's not jobs, history, tune, configuration. Where does it keep? Is it under the home? Was it on home and I missed it? No, that's the G-code preview. I'm happy to show the bed mesh. The Atom Form printer looks promising too. What is that? Oh, is that? No, that's not the tune tab. Got it. Yeah, so 1mm range. Which looks like it's heavily favoring, let's see, X and Y. So it looks like it's front right corner, like it's dipping basically in this diagonal direction. Oh, that's right. I'm following them on X or Twitter, whatever we're calling it nowadays. That's right. Yes, it's got the side wheel thing that looks similar to like that Mark III crazy mod that came out some years ago, but like a lot more polished. So yeah, it's 1mm. This to me looks like it could probably be corrected quite a bit because it looks to me like, I mean, the biggest deviation are these corners. So I'd have to think that by doing adjusting the bolts or whatever on the bottom that you could probably bring this up and bring that down. But I mean, there's still, I would think that based off what I'm seeing here, like maybe you can get it within like a 0.6-ish range. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. This could just be a bad knock-in and ship. Yeah, I agree. I do think that this can be corrected. At least, I mean, maybe not fully, you know, again, it is probably, it's not like a mix 6 bed or nothing like that, but I do think that we can bring that range down probably by doing that manual Z tap thing, which maybe that's an option under settings. I haven't even looked around the whole menu system at all, so yeah. But let's see, how is Dragon looking? Dragon's looking pretty good, man. We got a little bit of stringing within the infill, but it doesn't affect anything on the outside. Yeah, tiny little string. Yeah, overall, it's looking pretty solid. So what I will do is, and the Prime Tower looks really good. It's very, I don't know how well you can see, but so the first few layers, it was somewhat solid as it was purging the 3 colors, but now that we've switched to 2 colors, it's very hollow. So the size, it might look big, but I think a big part of that is just for stability, especially for tall models. Like talk about wasting filament. If you print something big and the model falls over the purge tower and you have just spaghetti mess everywhere, you might lose your whole print. So I would rather have a slightly larger foundation for it to build off of. And that looks like that's really what this is, because it's super hollow. It's basically just almost like a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 perimeters. It's almost like just 5 perimeters with, I don't know, 2% infill. So it's really not a ton. Can we get a close-up? I can try. What do you want a close-up of specifically? Of this guy? See if I can focus on that a little bit. That's probably about as close as I can get you from here. Yeah, I probably can't carry you guys. I won't have stabilization on, but like you can see the prime tower, right? Like, so it's basically 4 or 5 perimeters, and then those little walls in the center, like the 3 dividers or whatever, are just single. They're just single lines, like literally single line, single line, single line. That's it. Which I guess you can't see right now until it's changing. So, yeah, it definitely looks pretty good. And I mean, we didn't even do like pressure advance stuff, any of that, because of the. I think Nico said it was like 5 minutes per filament, and we'd already waited so long that I didn't want to wait any longer. But yeah, it looks good. So I will post when this is all said and done. I will post in the Discord live stream channel the finished print, so that way anyone that wants to see it can see it. And that'll probably be that. Unless there's like just tons of interest and just chilling and playing with it next week too, we will very likely return to the Venture XL in the garage. So yeah, the texture on the leg is cool. Yeah, it is. It's a cool model. So yeah, I did get the Venture XL to the point where like we should be printing next week, and I'd really like to print, just considering I spent a fourth of my year building it. Did you ever figure out the carto on the Venture? Yeah, so the issue was not at all with the cartographer. It was the switch on the back of the toolhead PCB. I am 99% sure that I checked that they were both set to USB when I took it apart. And I think what likely happened is, because the mounting point and like the whole little cavity in the stealth burner that you fit that board into is kind of tight, I have a feeling that I bumped the switch reassembling it and switched it from CAN to USB or vice versa, so that everyone was not correct. So literally I just flipped the switch and all of a sudden it just worked. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been troubleshooting this thing, like trying to figure out what's going on, like looking at settings, and like it's literally a flick of a switch. I did also add a jumper to the CAN termination port of the board at the same time I flipped the switch, but I don't think it was the jumper on the board. I think it was the switch on the toolhead. So yeah. Yeah, watching the tool changer switch tools is stupid satisfying. It's like, I love watching 3D printing, but like after printing now for 10 or 11 years, I don't like stare at it as mesmerized as I did the first, so many years of printing. But watching it park and grab and like move on, that to me now has become like my new my new thing that I really enjoy watching. It's so cool. It's freaking awesome. So anyways, I'm gonna end it here, guys. I've got to get some food in my belly, and I've got a ton of editing to do for this weekend's video before I go to sleep. So I'm gonna call it here. Thank you everyone for hanging out, and hopefully this was entertaining or educational, or you got something out of today's stream, whether it was just to pass some time. What else? Let's see. Yeah, thank you to all of our supporters, all of our members, the new members, gifted members, donations. Thank you to SnapMaker for sending this over and letting us get a first-hand look at it. It looks good to me. I don't think so many people pointed out the issues that were on the pre-Kickstarter units and whether they were corrected on this, but I haven't seen anything glaring, so I guess we'll see with time, what sort of shows its face or doesn't show its face. But nobody really said, oh, this doesn't. So I don't know. Hopefully they did correct a lot of the things that there were concerns on. Yeah, that's what I got. Thank you to Polymaker for sponsoring our giveaway, and congratulations to our winner. I will reach out to you this evening, and hopefully you guys will come hang out in the garage with me next week, and we will get that Venture XL laying down some plastic. So yeah, If you haven't, hit the like button on the way out. That's all I got. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and I will catch you guys next time. Cheers. Bye.